Sports Radio 560 WQAM Miami Fort Lauderdale presents the Neil Rogers Show. Neil, call 567-0560 toll free for Dade and Broward or pound 560 on your cell phone. The opinions of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast Group. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I've been suffering with the swelling and the itching and all of the pain that goes along with it for several months now, and I've tried everything from sitz baths to suppositories, and nothing has worked. And amazingly enough, the only thing that has worked has been Neil Rogers. Just by listening to one show, all the itching has stopped, the pain has gone away, and the swelling has really dissipated, and it's all because of Neil Rogers.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Squirt, squirt.
Bill cigars in Monica's vagina. Oh! She lets out a giggle when he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind.
Rectum.
Put a cigar in her vagina, she don't mind.
All right.
Well, he don't know where a stogie goes. I can see how there was some confusion between humidor and humid whore. And in Arkansas, the term cedar box means saw her naked. Stars report can lead to going blind. Now Clinton, he was working hard, late nights in the ovary office, working on a practical joke. He took a Magnudo, put an exploding load in. Poor Monica was blowing rings of smoke. Bill cigars in Monica's vagina. She lets out a giggle every time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind. But a cigar in her vagina, she don't mind.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Oh, people feel that Hillary's been made a fool of by her husband. Feel that Hillary was wronged. Up in the Lincoln bedroom, she was moaning, moaning. Al Gore was doing her with Bill's old bong.
All right.
Bill cigars in Monica's vagina. She lets out a giggle every friggin' time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind.
Rectum.
But a cigar in her vagina, she don't mind. Oh, Candy, Sandy, yeah, Dutch master is faster. Oh, yeah. What you gotta do is take a Tipperillo and put it in a brick. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, now, a cigar and oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a lovely thing. 10:04 at 560 WQM. Happy New Year to you. Happy Monday, December 28th. Boy, have we got a deal this week, huh? Woo! We got, like, no spots. We got nothing. Everybody's out of town. It's going to be great. This is kind of like, when everybody goes away and everybody can just kind of play. Luff Lindsay, he's out of town. So we can just kind of diddle around here all week, I guess. Even George isn't here today. George is down trying to prove he's a citizen. What is that all about? He said he had to go to the INS office for illegal alien something or other. He said he had to take his guayabera and his plantains down to the INS building on Biscayne and 79th and go, Papa. I think he's got to go like that for about 10 minutes and prove that he's something. I don't know, an illegal alien, which we already knew that in the first place. So Joe Costello's here this week. God, have I got a lot of crap. Thank God for that, because we got no spots. Well, it's going to be, see, we go from one extreme to the other. We went from too many goddamn spots for about the last 6 months, so that length of listenership is in the crapper. Oh, speaking of crapper, before I get to the good stuff, guess what I broke this morning? The first time in my life I have ever done this. Momentous day. It took me all these years. The first time I've ever done this. You know, I don't know about you, but after I take a shower, and I'm toweling myself off, and I put my legs and my feet up on the toilet. What are you looking at me like that? When you're drying yourself, where do you put your legs up? I'm too old and fat to bend down to dry my legs off. What do? Lift them up in the air? Put them on the toilet, or you rest your leg against the toilet seat and you dry your leg off. Is that unusual? I don't think so. So at any rate, I put my right leg against the toilet, and all of a sudden I hear, yeah, and the toilet seat has like broken from the mooring. You know, the right side of it has broken off the mooring. I think it's appropriate that as 1998 goes out, that it's time for a new toilet seat in the Rogers house. First time in my life not even something I ever think about is replacing a toilet seat. Do you think about it? Is it something that ever crossed your mind, replacing a toilet seat?
No.
Of course not. Does anybody in their right mind think about replacing a toilet seat?
Yes.
Well, maybe he does. So that's on the agenda for this week. So anyway, let me start with this story. I'll give you 5 clues as to who I took to dinner. Now, what night was that? Was that Wednesday night? Thursday night at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I'll give you 20 guesses.
They stunk.
Yeah, the Rimmers. And we're sitting there, of course, reminiscing about the last time I took them to dinner there a few months ago. And, of course, naturally was expecting to pay. And the people at Ruth's Chris, who are wonderful over there in Fort Lauderdale, that's for you. We love you. And they brought over a real nice card, and it said that we always love to have you dine with us. Please accept this meal on the compliment. In other words, it was a freebie. And Rimmer's line at the time was, save the card for next time. So anyway, Rimmer says, we'll pick you up around 4:45, whatever, on Thursday, and up shows a limousine in my driveway. A big stretch limo, a big mother stretch limo shows up in the driveway. You think he paid for it?
No.
I doubt it. So anyway, the limo takes us over there to Ruth's Chris. We have our usual spectacular meal. I mean, a ribeye that would just knock your socks off. Just delicious. And at the end of the meal, naturally, I whip out my American Express Platinum card and set it down there on the table. And now we start, the three of us, Rimmer and Farrell and I, start reminiscing about that night when they brought the card and the meal was on the house and his line about save the card for next time. And we're laughing about this. And just as we're starting to laugh hysterically about it, one of the assistant managers, not a very nice lady, comes over and she hands me a card. And she pushes my credit card away, and she says, we always love having you eat with us. And at that point, of course, I knew what it was. We all knew what it was, so now I'm laughing uncontrollably. I'm making an ass out of myself because I can't stop laughing. I'm saying, thank you, like that, you know. And I open up the card. Only they wised up this time because they dated it. It says December 98, Happy Holidays Management and Staff. In other words, I don't think we could use this card again like in February. Would probably not go over too big because it says December 98, Happy Holidays. We don't have too many important days in February except maybe Groundhog Day and Lincoln and whatever else. So there you go, Rimmer. Oh, my God, this man. And then, of course, comes time to leave the tip. I mean, you're going to leave a tip if they pick up the check. So I go into my wallet, and I figure, well, for the three of us, it may have been about $150. I'm going to leave 20%. I tip at a good restaurant 20%, minimum. Anybody who goes into a good restaurant, gets great food, good service, and leaves less than 20%, you're a cheap bastard, okay? You're a cheap prick. Because if you can afford to go into a restaurant like that and eat, then you can afford to leave a good tip. So at any rate, I'm going to leave $30. So I got a 20, and I don't have the right change. And I'm fiddling around in my wallet, and I said to Rimmer, I said, well, here, why don't you leave $5, okay? It's the least you can do, you cheap bastard. And he manages to find 4 singles in there. Nice going, Rimmer. Oh! 4 old, crusty, rumpled up, crumpled that he's probably had for the last 30 years.
They stunk.
Yeah, they did. They probably had toe jam on him. He's been hanging on to them so long. They had wallet rot. He's had them in his pocket so long. So nice going, Rimmer. You're still a cheap bastard. Great letter to the editor in the paper this morning. This shows you that we're in South Florida. This is in the Herald, by the way. It says, of he Coons and Caldwell. Only in South Florida would anybody write a letter to the editor like this. Maybe in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Maybe in Lima, Ohio. Somebody might write a letter to the editor like this, and they would actually put it in the paper. That's the most amazing part. I'm sure they get lots of wacky letters to the editor, just like we get a lot of screwy faxes. But anybody with a brain doesn't put garbage in the newspaper, but the Herald, they love garbage. So they put a little heading on this letter. It says, of he Coons in Caldwell. Excuse me, it says, but the late Governor Lawton Childs was not the original he Coon. That was the late Bob Sykes, a U.S. representative from the Panhandle. I was the administrative assistant to Mr. Sykes' predecessor, Millard F. Caldwell, who also served as federal civil defense administrator, governor, and chief justice of the Florida Supreme Court, and he was one of the few never defeated while running for office in Florida, signed William C. Martin and Coral Gables. Well, hallelujah, Mr. Martin and Coral Gables. Are we impressed?
No.
Or what? The guy just croaked a few days ago, okay? The governor of the state just died. Just croaked. And this guy's going to say, well, excuse me, but he wasn't the original he Coon. People writing letters to the editor about who was the original he Coon. If I was the original he Coon, I'd probably try to hide it. I would not run around saying, hey, maybe Lamar Thomas is the original he Coon. Huh? No, maybe he's just the latest in a long list of he Coons. After that act he put on yesterday. What did you call it? The Dirty Bird? Yeah, Joe called it the Dirty Bird. I call it just pathetic. See, I don't want to get started on this. It's the holidays. It's that time of the year. We're supposed to be nice. We're supposed to lie a lot and pretend that these things don't bother us. It bothers me tremendously. I mean enormously. Even if a team is winning. I don't understand. I've never been able to understand this. Maybe I just don't understand black folk. Maybe I just don't understand black folk of that ilk, okay? Maybe there's just a certain category. And how come, have anybody ever seen a baseball player do it?
No.
Never. Never, ever. Black, white, green, Chinese, never, ever saw a baseball player do one of those shuck and jive horseball.
No.
Can you imagine Willie Mays hits a home run? He circles the bases and he's just running around the bases. He's shaking his booty, baby. He's doing the Dirty Bird. Yeah, he's doing this. I mean, people would be rioting in the stands. They would say, what are you doing, Willie? And I hate to use these words, okay, but I'll use them because this is exactly what goes through my mind, and I'm the only one in this town that's got the balls to say it like it is. As soon as I see somebody go through those kind of gyrations and that kind of horse crap, even if it is a game-winning touchdown, and it's always a black guy that does it, by the way, always a black football player in the NFL, I'm saying to myself, this guy is a professional nigger, is what he is. And that's what everybody in America is thinking to themselves. Even black people are looking at that and saying, oh, my God, he's acting like a real shuck and jive nigger. And that's what it is. And you can tell me that I'm full of crap or that I'm bigoted. Hey, that's the impression I get when I see that. White guys, they score a touchdown. Has anybody ever seen a white guy score a touchdown and go into one of those song and a dance?
No.
Never. Ever in my life. So in other words, we have two different sets of behaviors depending on the color of your skin, and we're all supposed to be all this crap about, oh, we're all equal and yada, all that other bull crap. I don't understand that. And this was, first of all, was like a catch at midfield. The Dolphins are down 21-0. It was a rather meaningless catch, and here's a celebration going on like we just won a goddamn Super Bowl. And nobody will talk about that. And then I hear a little dog this morning, Joe, tenaciously defending Lamar. Oh, he's trying to fire up the team because pissed off gets him fired up or something. Right. He could have put a shotgun up their ass and he still wouldn't have fired them up, okay? They had no chance, less than no chance. And even though I don't talk football on the show, since again, I don't know what's wrong with the people on the station, why they don't want to tell it like it is. A couple of weeks ago, what was it? Marino's 4 millionth career touchdown pass, and everybody screaming, oh, well, Jimmy didn't, he didn't really give him the credit. Well, the reason they didn't give him the credit is because they hate each other like poison. Why is it, if this is the sports station, how come, how easy is it to win a championship or to achieve what they're hoping to achieve, like go deep into the playoffs, when a quarterback, the star quarterback who's been here 500 years, and the head coach hate each other like poison? And that's not something I'm making up. It's a fact. I want somebody to call Little Dog tomorrow, who's Danny Marino's best buddy, who I think still showers with him on the weekends. I want somebody to call him tomorrow and challenge him to deny that Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson despise each other, hate. Now, how the hell are they going to go anywhere? But I don't want to get into that part of it. I just want somebody to explain to me what that Dirty Bird is all about. What is that? Are black athletes like some kind of a different creature than white athletes? Is that evidently? Well, what is that? In fact, some of the teams, I mean, you call the Redskins and the 49ers, some teams have had, in fact, speaking of 49ers, have I ever seen Jerry Rice do that when he scores a touchdown?
No.
Huh? But some teams have like these, it's just like somebody must come in and choreograph it. They must choreograph a whole routine that these guys go through. Like, who was it? Was it the Bengals? Which team was the thing where they were like rolling the dice? They were doing the make-believe deal in the wireless line. It continues. Oh, I'm hearing pops and clicks and pukes. What are they doing back there? Are we still on the air?
No.
What the hell is going on with the ISDN line here all of a sudden this morning?
Josh Friedman says the ISDN effed up.
So what does that mean?
It's just a small problem. We're back on the air now.
What do you mean we're back on here? We were off the air?
The first time you heard it, we were off the air.
Oh, great. All right, here we are. It's the holidays. It's December 28th. We're sitting here. We're just rolling along, singing a song. No pressure, no spots, no nothing. It's like a week that doesn't even exist, basically. It's like you kind of look around and say, how come we're here? And already, it's not even 10:30 yet. We've already been off the air once, and we're going to try for a few more times. There you go. Nice going. Maybe we ought to make a New Year's resolution that we can keep all the shows on the air all the way through, just one day in 1999. Wouldn't that be great? All the shows, just one day out of the new year. We can keep them all on the air without losing the line, without having technical screw-ups. Just one day in 1999. But would that make us happy or what? So anyway, it's all request week again, right through Thursday. Then, of course, Friday. Are we going to be here on Friday?
No.
No way, Jose. On New Year's Day, we got football. We got more football than you can handle.
Rectum.
That's right. That's where it is. Right up the old chute. We got football until it's coming out your ears. So we'll just kind of like, vamp it for the rest of the week. And I can see already, based on the phone here, we are going to get a tremendous response this week. Yeah. There's nobody in town. Anybody with a brain got the hell out of here. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. 1017 at QAM.
It's a lie. I am not a Nazi.
I know someone that could use a sandwich or two. Kate Moss, that skinny chick, the skinniest chick I know. Your future's bleak, that heroin chic, you got to lay off the blow. Kate Moss, that skinny chick, we want to know what's the deal. The clothes are drab when you're in rehab. You're worse than Ally McBeal.
Okay, 20 after 10 at 560 WQM. Happy New Year from all your friends here at 560. Hank will be at Chula's at 2 o'clock. And then it's all Geldy all night, I guess. We got Geldy at 6. We got Geldy with a pregame at 7. And then at 7:30, we got the Panthers and the Islanders, 7:30 at the Mac Arena. And I'll be there, baby. I'll be there with bells on, expecting a God only knows what. By the way, thanks to the Sun Sentinel and thanks not. Okay, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Actually, in yesterday's paper, they wrote something very nice and positive about me, although on Saturday they had a little bit of a brain fart at the Sun Sentinel. At the top of the lively living and arts and parts section in Saturday's paper, it says under quick read in the upper right-hand corner, this is this past Saturday, December 26th, the day after Christmas.
The Herald.
Oh, this is in the Herald. Oh, excuse me. Like I said, we love the Sun Sentinel. We still hate the Herald. Thank you, Joe, for pointing that out to me. I should have known the Sun Sentinel, even as incompetent, even as inept as they sometimes are, couldn't be that stupid. The Herald going really the extra 5 yards to promote Neil and his Center One campaign. Quick read. Radio personality Neil Rogers makes an appearance to raise funds to help people with AIDS from noon to 2 p.m. at Borders Books, 12171 West Sunrise Boulevard, Plantation. That's in Saturday's Herald. The only problem is that appearance was the week before in Plantation. The 19th. So better late than never, but in this case, nice job over at the Herald, okay? Boy, is that... Hank's always talking about all the mistakes they have, like on the sports pages. All the pages, just loaded with mistakes. They haven't got an idea what day of the week it is over there. In addition to which, lately, I don't know if you've noticed, maybe it's the holidays or maybe they're just getting real lazy, but when you get the Broward edition of the Herald, if you look in the sports section, even early games, incomplete. Well, what does that mean? Well, they must be putting the newspaper to bed about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night over there. Like on a regular basis, not just on holidays. Like day after day you get this now. Hey, we don't care. We got a monopoly. Don't bother us. We're busy pandering. Leave us alone. But as opposed to that, in the Sun Sentinel yesterday, as if this is a great newspaper, but I guess relatively speaking, it's better. Arts and Leisure, Stranger Than Fiction. Here's a whole big thing by Tom Jicka on TV and Tim Smith on classical. And it doesn't really give any credit, but I'm assuming Jicka's fine hand must be in the thing in the middle of this, the 1998 rear in review. Anybody out there check their rear in review? And it goes on about the president took center stage with his engrossing political soap opera, and Seinfeld went away, and Sinatra and the Titanic. And in the last paragraph it says, at least radio offered one bright light, shining glimmer of hope. What does it say? One bright, shining glimmer of hope. After a 6-month absence, Neil Rogers resurfaced on WQAM.
Oh, God!
An abbreviated version of Rogers' show also briefly aired on Barry Diller's upstart WANI-TV, which came to South Beach with a mandate to showcase local programming, but WANI failed miserably in its half-hearted at best quest to establish Rogers as a viable alternative to 24-hour MASH reruns. The abortive experiment just gave Uncle Neil one more media blunder about which to fetch, and a welcome if fleeting respite from Wild Bill's follies. How do you like that? Something nice in the Sun Sentinel. Oh. And they also said that the whammy experiment was a disaster, and they're right. What a piece of garbage that thing, and I have no regrets. I'm glad we had the opportunity to be on there because maybe we got 4 or 5 new listeners from that TV show. So you talk about a half-assed, incompetent, and this is what Barry Diller, he brings down 2 guys that never worked in their lives in television before. Oh, make me a television station. That's like that corny old joke, you know, make me a malted. Okay, poof, you're a malted, you know. Okay, poof, here's a television station. Maddie and Binky, okay? Couple of bozos, couple of illegal aliens who smuggled in from the Gaza Strip. And they come to South Beach like they know something about this town. Do they know anything about it?
No.
Of course not. And they put that garbage on the air and they still have no numbers. But they do have the Heat games. Anybody seen any Heat games on there yet?
No.
They got the Marlin games. Seen any Marlin games yet?
No.
They're doing it. So thanks a lot, guys. Whammy really put me on the map. And interestingly enough, has there been any change? You know, the numbers come in, the trends, the ratings, month in, month out. Has there been any change, any thing that we can link with having that TV show on Whammy?
No.
No. Have we seen up or down or
no?
Nothing. Any kind of an inkling in a research that maybe we found a few new listeners because of being on that TV there?
No.
Nothing. Oh, do they have any idea what they're doing over there?
No.
Thank you. Okay, here's a Mobile and Homestead, our first call of the week. Hello.
No.
Mobile
Hello.
and Homestead, yes, sir.
Yeah, hey, how you doing, Neil?
Sorry to sneak up on you like that.
That's all right. Just enjoying your show here. Just wanted to tell you that over the Christmas holidays here, we had all the family together and sitting there talking about different stars and everything else. That I've got this one's autographed, and my sister-in-law in the Keys popped up. She said, "Well, I got Neil Rogers' autograph."
Wow. Woo.
And it was kind of funny because all of a sudden my other brother-in-law up in Fort Lauderdale says, "Well, I listen to him all the time. I have his tapes, and 3 out of the 4 of us had your tapes, and because you really don't discuss, like who you listen to radio, but God bless you. I really enjoy them. They're super."
Yes, they are.
And
it puts the lotion in the basket.
That too.
That's what I wanted to request in a little while, because you had me in hysterics the other day at a red light, and there were people looking. I couldn't quit laughing. That is really hysterical.
Okay, I'll play it in a little bit. When I do play it, everybody in the car, I want you to roll your windows down and crank it up as loud as you can.
All righty, and also about your comment about the dancing at the end of a touchdown.
Now, I want to hear from people. Maybe it's just me. Maybe they're just a handful of us who are bigots or whatever it is, or we're just old-fashioned. I am so nauseated by that. It makes me physically ill. I get sick to my stomach, and I'm embarrassed for these assholes when they go out there and do it.
Well, in college, they'll give them a fine, like a penalty or whatever. Yeah. And in the pros, you don't see a lineman when he blocks his man. He gets paid to do that. A running back gets paid to catch the ball. He gets paid to run the ball. And when he makes a touchdown, I don't think they should be able to do that. I don't see anybody else, Joy. It's just that, when you do your job or I do mine, I don't jump up and down.
Yeah, when a rating book comes in and we get like a real good rating, George and I don't get up here and start doing the dirty bird. We don't start doing that like we just came out of the parrot jungle or something.
Right.
Jungle.
If you want to do that, go do it in a bathroom or something. But, man, I don't...
On your broken toilet seat, right.
You got it. It's kind of ridiculous. I normally don't watch football, but I was kind of sick yesterday and just, watching TV on the couch there. But that was disgusting.
Well, one thing about that game, at least there was no stress or pressure anyway. After the first 8 minutes, it was all over. So it was stress-free,
Right, and then at the end of the night there, I was watching the Cardinals game when the guy kicked the winning field goal. And, I mean, that was great, but you didn't see him doing the dirty bird jumping up down.
No,
I mean,
he's a white guy. And not only that, by the way, well, of course, all the kickers are white guys anyway, so I can't think, in all of my life, I can't think of a black place kicker in the National Football League. Can't think of one.
Neither can I.
But I think we ought to have one, and after they make the 61-yard field goal or whatever it might be to win the game in the last 2 seconds, let's see if a field goal kicker, if a place kicker is going to do the same thing, the dirty bird.
Yeah, I agree with you. But anyway, you got my family listening to you all except one, and I think he's a douchebag anyway.
Okay.
So,
have a great day, pal.
God bless you.
Happy New Year. Okay, we have an open line at day 2 in Broward, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. It's got to be just me. I mean, we've talked about this before, but it's disgusting. It's nauseating. It's puke-inducing. What is that routine? And you go and you have to, or even, I'll give you a better one than that. Receiver catches the ball at the 20-yard line. He's got nobody beats nothing but green between him and the end zone. He's going in for sure for the score. And now all of a sudden he slows down and he does the high step into the end zone. There's another one of those deals. Oh, we be styling, man. I be styling. No, you're an asshole is what you are. You're an asshole. You're a professional athlete that's getting paid probably millions of dollars to go out there and do a job and entertain the public. If we want to go see that kind of crap, we'll go see the goddamn Bolshoi Ballet or something. Or we'll go whatever. But, I mean, just give me a break. It is so classless and so tacky and so stupid and so, I mean, you talk about setting back civil rights 100 years. It really does. And I don't care what anybody says. You can call me a bigot, whatever you want, but that's what I think. When I see somebody do that, I'm thinking to myself, what a f***ing nigger, man. That's exactly what's going through my mind. And I'm one of the few people in this goddamn country of hypocrites that's got the balls to come here on the air and tell you that's what's going through my mind. So if you think you're impressing anybody by doing that kind of juking and jiving and dirty bird bull crap, you're full of crap. And, of course, if the coaches had any control over these guys, which most of them don't, they'd say, ease up a little bit on the bull crap, okay, because it's pretty goddamn embarrassing. Plus, we're getting our ass kicked. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you doing the Center One thing. I'm not talking about football right now. I went to Borders on Saturday.
Right.
And they don't have any more tapes. They said they sent them all back. This is Borders in Aventura. And I want to know where to get your tapes and a shirt.
What do you mean they sent them all back?
That's what I couldn't understand. I went in there and they said, we don't have them anymore. We sent them back to Center One. Borders in Aventura.
Huh. I thought we had like 3 days to go here this week.
That's what I thought.
Well, you can call Center One's the easiest way. It's 563. 563? Is the Broward number. 563-3600.
Okay. They have your shirts also?
Yes, they do.
Okay, sounds good. And they'll mail them?
Yes, sir.
All right. And shameless request?
Yes, go ahead.
My wife left town with a banana?
Okay.
Okay, great.
Have
Thank
a great
you.
Day. You too. Isn't that what he said? So they sent it back. Well, maybe we're all done. Are we done? Does anybody know?
No.
Does anybody have any idea? Are we done? I'm sure the van ain't going out this week, huh? Sam and Chris and those going, they're not going out this week, are they?
No.
I don't know. But they did a great job for us, by the way. I do want to say that Sam and, mostly Chris, they did a great job for us the last 2 weeks, getting that QAM van out there. Raised about 10, 11, 12 extra grand. We had $124,000 for Cinema when I left here on Thursday. Does anybody know how we're doing now?
No.
Well, it's a holiday week. Just ease off, relax, back off a little bit. Just to do the dirty bird. I just got a great idea. That's what we're going to do with the hockey game tonight. I mean, the wave is out, okay? Let's stop doing something that went out 20 years ago every place else. Let's, for once, be innovators. Let's be front runners instead of just, let's all sit there and do the dirty bird. Like we're going to fly away, okay? Like we're starting our own goddamn South Florida Airlines. Well, hey, here you go. We're all flying away. And some of us just might be able to do it, by the way. Let's do that when they put that camera on us tonight. When they shoot you with the Macarena tonight. That's right. Do a little dirty bird. By the way, anybody ever see a hockey player score a goal and do that now? I'm not sure if it's possible to do the dirty bird on skates. That I don't know. I can't imagine Peter Worrell doing that, nor can I imagine him scoring a goal either, by the way, so I don't think we'll ever have the opportunity to see that happen. But I mean, like Mike Greer, who's a black player, good player on Edmonton. Mike scores a goal every now and then. I don't imagine that he or like famous Amos there on, from Michigan State, Anson Carter. I always call him famous Amos. Anson Carter. He scores a lot of goals. I don't think Anson Carter, after he scores a goal, does the dirty bird.
No.
I don't think so. Not yet. Now, maybe we can introduce that as, to break up a lot of the boredom, because we've had some real bad games this year at the Mac Arena, at the National Colorectal Center. Not to mention that Washington game last Thursday. Oh. By the way, don't forget, always a good idea with these home games, bring yourself a little pen flashlight and some good reading material. Oh, and you know where the good food is, by the way? The good food, I find out, is up on the second level, which I'm not sure how you get up there. But I discovered that they have like penne pasta with sausage or chicken. They've got all kinds of good stuff up there on the second level. The food on the first level down in the arena, oh, God, your dog wouldn't eat it. But on the second level, if you find some way to sneak up there, that's where the good stuff is. Hey, speaking of good stuff to put in your puss, by the way, Ben & Jerry's ice cream, it's a revolution. And the good part of the news is it's all over the world now. Not only in Amsterdam, but everywhere you go, there is Ben & Jerry's up the old rectum yin-yang, man. It's everywhere because people have discovered, hey, if you're going to have ice cream, if you're going to put all that sugar in your mouth and you're going to have a really enjoyable experience, it might as well be the best in the world, and that's what Ben & Jerry's is. Not just your boring, ordinary, I'm going to leave the boring flavors to boring people, and there are many of you out there who are boring. Okay, you like vanilla, you like butter pecan, great, more power. Strawberry, it's old, it's boring. But if you want to put great ice cream in your mouth, Ben & Jerry's makes unbelievable flavors like fish food, chocolate ice cream with loads and loads of gooey caramel, marshmallow, and little chocolate pieces shaped like fish swimming around inside of it. And they also make fish sticks to tide you over in between pints. They've also got great flavors that are unduplicated anywhere in the world, like Cherry Garcia and Chocolate Cherry Garcia, New York Super Fudge Chunk, Chubby Hubby, Chunky Monkey, Chocolate Chip Cookie Dough, Heath Bar Crunch, Dastardly Mash, and they got a lot of those flavors that come in frozen yogurt that taste just like ice cream. You wouldn't even know it's yogurt, not ice cream. Ben & Jerry's isn't just ice cream, by the way. It is an addiction. I guarantee you can't eat like only 2 or 3 spoonfuls. You pick up fish food and you melt that down to a nice consistency. If you can eat only 1 tablespoon, then you are some kind of a human being, I'll tell you. You've got some kind of power. Just give it a try. Pick up 20 or 30 pints of Ben & Jerry's fish food and all the other great flavors at your favorite supermarket or convenience store or mobile station or any place in town. It's all over the place. Or visit one of Ben & Jerry's scoop shops. There's one in Miami in the Aventura Mall between Bloomingdale's and the AMC Theaters. Aventura Mall, that's where they send all our stuff back. And one on Miami Beach at 760 Ocean Drive. Ben & Jerry's, it is absolutely so good it's almost obscene.
This is 560 QAM.
Go to hell.
Wife left town with a banana.
All right.
Love a rotten deal. Found that yellow devil hiding in her purse. He's cold and he's hard, but he's got appeal. I hope it never happens to you. Some fruit breaks your marriage in two. My wife left town with a banana. My baby's slipping away. My wife left town with a banana. I'm a jealous man. She found a 6-inch Latin lover. Now she does the tango with her right hand. And right now I could just die. He's eating my banana cream pie. My wife left town with a banana.
Yes.
My baby's slipping, my baby's slipping, my baby's slipping away.
10:37 at WQM. I'll tell you one thing must be slipping away at Channel 4. Did you see this? Did you read this memo? Somebody sent us a copy of an internal memo from WFOR. Now, why did they have to fire up poor Campbell Martian and all these other people that are getting blown out over there? Times must be really tough at Channel 4 in town. Must be getting to be that real...
It is so hard.
The memo says, this is to all transmitter security from Henry Skip Green. Subject, styrofoam cups. As you know by now, WFOR is no longer buying coffee for the transmitter site. As a result of this, WFOR will no longer buy styrofoam cups for the site. If you want to drink water or coffee, you must bring your own cup. Do not use other cups. When the current supply of styrofoam cups is gone, that's it. We will continue to have bottled water for now. Signed, Skip. I'll tell you who they could use over there to help straighten this all out. They wouldn't have run out if they would have had the water Nazi. That's right. They need the water Nazi over there at Channel 4. Oh! If they want her, they got her. I'll tell you that right now. If it's up to me, you got her right now, immediately. God. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir?
Great.
Hey, I just want to say, much as it pains me, you're absolutely right about that dance. It's almost embarrassing. I'm black and...
No, not almost. Don't say it. Don't equivocate. It's not almost. It is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
I guarantee you, when you see that, you feel like, man, that man is making me feel like crap.
You're absolutely right. And I have to say, not calling in to complain to you, but to say you really do have balls, and you're the only person in town can admit that, to face up to that. So that's the reason why I like the show.
Well, thank God for you having the balls as a black man to say and admit it.
Well, you would say that if the guy was white. That's
right. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It would nauseate me.
Yeah.
But why is it that white guys don't do it, and there's this certain group? Not all the black guys do that. Like I said, a guy like Jerry Rice, who's got some class, you'll never see him do that. But what is it with these jive-ass turkeys out there?
Well, I tell you, even though I'm black, I don't have the answer. So I just have to call in.
Well, we'll get to the bottom of it. It's the last thing we do.
Well, hey, you got balls, man.
Okay, have a great New Year.
You too.
See, there you go. There's a brother, and he says, absolutely correct.
Absolutely correct, sir.
That's what he said. He feels embarrassed, like he wants to squirm under the couch when he sees some jive-ass turkey doing a goddamn dirty bird. The dirty bird. How about if he does the big bird, okay, and shoves it up his rectum? That sounds okay. 2 open lines in Dade, 5670560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, these people think I just make this up. Oh, well, he don't know nothing about what's going on. It's the jocks. They know. Yeah, right. They may know what's going on, but how come they don't have the balls to tell you, to come right on here and open up a mouth and tell you exactly the way it is, like I said about Jimmy Johnson and Dan Marino, who detest each other like poison, which is why Jimmy's always taking his little digs and little shots, about the quarterback this. He usually doesn't even mention him by name when he takes those little shots. And when he got his 300th or 5 millionth or whatever the hell it was career touchdown pass, and everybody was screaming and calling in on this station, and all the people on the air screaming about it, well, the reason that he didn't make a big deal about it is because he don't like them. They don't like each other. And I don't understand how that's going to work. That would be like working in a radio station where you didn't like the boss. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say, happy luck next New Year. Not worry about the good things, but I want to say that I'm somebody who goes to the harness races. And I just want to tell people that stop buying those moronic lottery tickets where you haven't got a shot, and at least go there and just give them 1 or 2 names of people. If they bet on them, at least they got a shot to have a good time, have a nice meal.
Okay, great. Okay, listen, say hi to David Horrell for me, too, okay? Oh! Okay, we have an open line in Broward, 1 in Dade, 567. See, that's the problem. Oh, and that reminds me. Thank God. I'm so glad you called, sir, even though that may come as a shock to you, and the audience especially. No, because he reminded me, the more things change in this town, the more they stay the same. Excuse me for being way off mic and looking around, but I got to find this now. I forgot about it. Where was this article? Maybe I don't even have it with me. Oh, this must be it. Help for the helpless. No, that's not it, but it was about Gulfstream Park. Oh, I mean, it's so embarrassing. Come on, where the hell is it, mister? I can't find the damn thing. I guess I didn't bring that section in with me. It was a thing about how the Gulfstream is going to try for the 10 millionth time to attract a different group of bettors and spectators. They're bringing in old rock groups. They've been doing this for 100 years. Who are they bringing in now? Air Supply.
Oi!
Did you see that? Air supply. And most of the people at that track need air. They need an air supply. They're gasping for oxygen. The median age there of the Blue Hairs at Gulfstream is 120 years old. That's why I haven't been there in years. I won't go there. I saw my good friend Roy Slanhoff from Gulfstream at a hockey game a week or 2 ago. He gave me my press pass, all my credentials, my parking pass. They're always very nice to me over there. I will not go there because, first of all, you go to the window at Gulfstream. I mean, I know Hank and those guys, all the, the gambling clique, Eddie Kaplan, they hang out upstairs there in the press box. They don't have to worry about standing in line, which is smart. That's the way to do it. Because if you're down there, see, I like to be in the stands at the track. Or at least at a table in the dining room like at Pompano Park. I don't want to be like way up in the, like some big shot. I want to be mingled with the scumbags. But you go to the window to make a bet at Gulfstream, and there's some old fart, 120 years old in front of you, and here's exactly what happened. He goes in front of you, and now he opens up the racing form, and he leans over in front of the teller, okay? There's 30 seconds to post time. They're putting the horses in the starting gate. And now this guy, he's handicapping, and he's hunched over. Give me a trifecta. Give me the one. No, make it the three. And, of course, you're standing there peeing in your pants. You know that you're going to get shut out, which even if you lose, I'm one of those people, if I'm at the track, I don't want to be shut out, okay? I'd rather get my bet in. Even if the horse falls down, breaks a leg, I want to get my bet in. That's what I went there for, not to be just to watch everybody else bet. So now they're bringing in Air Supply. Does anybody in the world think that Air Supply is going to bring a younger crowd out to Gulfstream?
No.
No, I don't think so. I mean, they went through all those stale 50s groups. They brought back the remnants of groups that didn't exist anymore. You know, not Martha Reeves, but the Vandellas. You know, the Vandellas without Martha. That's that kind of stuff they would bring in. I mean, you know, when are you going to learn? It just isn't. It didn't work in the past. It isn't going to work now. You're just. This is the problem with the pari-mutuels. They like this guy that calls a minute ago about the get somebody out to the harness. Right? He's doing a what was the guy from Guiding Light that they and Larry King had him on the other night. Jeez, did you see that? It was a repeat because he's dead, so obviously it was a repeat. The guy that played Roger on Guiding Light that just died from ALS. I mean, this guy's talking with a voice box. Gotta tell these people, stop playing the lottery. Come out to Pompano Park and bet on Kevin Wallace. The guy with a voice box. And you know something, he's one of our younger people that we have out there.
If you've ever felt embarrassed or self-conscious about your medical condition, listen to this special offer. New from Respiratory Records comes a limited edition offering, the best of Trach Tube Karaoke. Just listen to this.
There's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the year.
That's right, all your favorite hits as performed by Vinny the Voice Box.
So good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good.
And who could forget this classic?
Hey, Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song.
Call today for the best of Trach Tube Karaoke. Just dial 1-888-512-SING. That number again,
1-888-512-SING. Tell the people to bet on Bruce Ranger at Pompano Park. Kevin Wallace is God, and that little Wally Hennessy's okay.
Yeah, there you go. Nice going, sir. I'll see you at the respirator room, okay? Wednesday night. Of course, tonight we got a hockey game. By the way, Fat Rich, and Boca Brian, don't come down here today. There's no check for you today. Boca Brian, go home. Should have mentioned that an hour ago. Sorry about that. Well, George isn't here today. We're not doing checks and that stuff today. That's tomorrow. So if you're on your way down here, Boca Brian, turn around and go back where you came from. And also, if Fat Rich is listening, a Wednesday sounds good for the track this week because tonight we got a hockey game. Oh! Hockey always takes precedence over the goddamn track and anything else. Hockey's number one, even though our team is mediocre at best, and Terry Murray says a lot of bizarre things, and he benches Gordon Murphy now, and he's doing all kinds of, he just lost it. He has no clue. 2 open lines in Dade County, and, you know, they're not going to talk about this Lamar Thomas thing. I hate to single him out because he's only one of hundreds. But they're not going to talk about it because they don't have the balls to talk about the way they honestly and really feel when they see this stuff, okay? Maybe it's just me and this other black guy that called a minute ago. Maybe we're the only 2 people in America who are nauseated and turned off and just embarrassed for these people with that kind of behavior. Maybe other people think it's great. Maybe they think it's a real show. It's showmanship, baby. Here's Westchester. Hello. Westchester.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Neil.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my country.
Good. Okay. We'll pack you a sandwich. Let's go to a mobile in Coral Gables. Hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy holidays.
And back to you.
And a great job on your thing for...
yes, it was for Center One on the thing.
Center One, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Neil...
Always do a great job on my thing, if I can.
Neil, one good way that they can stop those jocks from doing that...
Yeah.
Drug test them after the game. That's all I have.
Okay, thanks very much. There's a brilliant comment. Drug test them after the game. Yeah. Okay, I'm not looking to bring out the Klansmen yet, okay? Maybe that'll do that a little later in the week. I'm looking for people that got like a real attitude or opinion on that. Yeah, drug test them after the game. Dade County lines are open, 5, 6, and maybe you ought to start drug testing some of the fans after the game. Oh! There you go. I got a great idea. I have a great idea, although it would be bad for business at the ball games. Can you imagine? I mean, all you cops out there that are always setting up these roadside sobriety checks, what a better place to do it? Right outside PP Park after a Dolphin Monday night game. Forget about the other games, a Monday night game. Or after one of the Panther games, like after tonight at the Mac Arena. You come out of there, we got a little roadblock here. You're going to have to do a little sobriety test. You think that maybe like 40% of the people would wind up failing the test? It's a beautiful thing watching all those people just downing, guzzling down beer after beer after beer. Hey, give me the keys. Come on, I know my way. Come on, give me the keys. Like my good friend Andy, who sits over there on the other side. We see you, Andy the Whale, in the hockey game. I'll wave to you tonight, Andy, before you get all red in the push and you get too incoherent to see me. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Great.
I have opinion, just like you have an opinion about the Dirty Bird.
Yeah.
And to the houseboy that called in earlier.
The houseboy, yeah.
The reason that
Uncle
you all,
Tom?
yeah, the Uncle Tom, whatever you want to call him. The reason you all don't understand about celebration is because you don't understand. Growing up as a young child in the heart of Liberty City, whenever we played Sandlot and you scored a touchdown, it's your time to shine. So all the pros are doing what they were doing in their childhood days is just expressing themselves. And when white people like you and the houseboy call in don't understand expression,
Uncle Tom, the cracker, yeah.
You kind of
the black cracker.
You go against it. So if you don't understand, it must be wrong. So it's not wrong. It's just that you don't understand.
No, I didn't say it was wrong. I said it makes me sick to my stomach is what I said. And
the African people, we celebrate about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And whenever we get a chance to shine, like these guys, in front of millions of people who are watching, doing something that white folks can't do, especially hockey players, don't know how to dance. All they know how to do is fight.
Yeah.
In a game where it's supposed to be...
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to send Peter Worrell. Trace the call, Joe. We're sending Peter Worrell over to his house to beat the crap out of him. There'll be a knock on your door in about a half an hour, sir. A big black guy named Peter is going to beat the snot out of you, okay? We have an open line at Broward 2 and Dade, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the world-famous AT&T wireless, whatever it is, wireless line. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How are you?
Okay, sir.
Hey, listen, I just want to talk to you. I went up to the Tampa game this weekend.
Oh, God.
What a pathetic performance.
Why would you go over to see that? Every time
well, it was a long weekend. We went to Busch Gardens.
Time seeing that crap.
Well,
we're Boxing Day.
We were up there. We went to Busch Gardens. We had a weekend of it.
Yeah, Busch Gardens isn't too bad, by the way.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you something.
Sawgrass.
After the first period.
And by the way, don't you think I know who this is?
Well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does. Can you believe that? Can you believe that was that whining jackass? Oh, my God. Like, I'm going to talk to you. I'm not going to, and I'm asking myself, why would you waste your time going, but you have no life. Of course you would be one of those idiots that would go over to Tampa to watch a bum-fork hockey game. Of course you would, because you have no life. Whining simpleton now. He thinks because George isn't here today, it's going to take me more than 10 seconds to catch on to who this asshole is. 567-0560, pound 560. This guy that called a minute ago, it's like the same thing about, that pros and cons book I was talking about the gangsters in the NFL. Well, you don't understand, you can take the boy out of the ghetto. All these old, tired cliches. Nobody wants cliches as excuses for behavior that is deemed to be crap, okay? That is socially unacceptable. Now, I'm not saying the dirty bird is socially unacceptable yet. But let's work on it, okay? Let's put our heads to it and let's work on it. When you're losing 21-0 and millions of people are watching, and you make a catch that really has a midfield that has no significance, certainly isn't going to change the outcome of the game. Those millions of people are looking at this guy and they're saying, he's an asshole. That's right. So this other scumbag that calls here a minute ago, give me all the song and the dance he wants about, well, you don't understand. I do understand, okay? And that is when you're getting paid millions. It's like the guy that wouldn't stand for the national anthem. What was his name? That he changed his name to, in the NBA, and he got traded. Come on, see, Joe is just he's under too much stress, too much pressure.
Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
Thank you so much. I knew I could count on our sports expert back there, the Jewish sports expert, Josh Friedman. What was it, Mahmoud? Oh, yeah, well, no, you like to say it because it's got a in it. That's why you like to say it. Come on, admit it. Admit it. He admits it. He likes to say Jews, because I can tell you, we like saying, like Kushmer and Tochas. Oh, yeah, we say anything with a, we like saying it, because most Goyim can't say it, unless they're Germans, which, of course, then we run real fast. But anyway, he would not be standing for the national anthem. Well, I got news for you. When you're getting paid millions of dollars, the league certainly has got the right to tell you, at least to a minimum degree. I mean, they're not saying you got to go out there and every hair on your head has got to be a certain length, but they're going out there saying this is the way we do things. If you don't want to do it this way, you're out. Goodbye. I'll blow it out your ass. Right, Mahmoud? And he said
no.
So anyway, it's how do we get into all this? Isn't it the holidays? Are we supposed to be? Because it makes me sick to my stomach. That's why. And because, like I said, you won't hear other people on this station talking about this. Oh, they'll cover it up and they'll soft pedal, and little Joe will get on it, little dog this morning, and suck around. Man, I take it back. I apologize to Gildy. I really do. The biggest suckhole of all on that show is Joe Rose. He's a suck up, man. Sucks Dan Marino's rectum big time. I mean, seriously, those two shower together on the weekend. I've heard reports. They actually still, I mean, they never played on the team together, did they? Wasn't Rose was already retired by the time Marino started? Did they play together?
Yes.
For how long? The real early Marino days.
Joe Rose caught Marino's first pass. Touchdown pass.
Oh, Josh came up with a line, he didn't even know it. He caught Danny's first pass, huh? Now, was this in the locker room or on the football field? Josh?
I'm not commenting on that.
Okay. No, but I mean, how long was he there? How long before Joe finally got shuttled off to Channel 6?
A couple of years.
A couple of years, yeah. But I mean, those two are so tight, so you'll never get any objectivity about that. And this thing, and to suck up and try to cover up, oh, he was just trying to get the team fired up. I mean, come on, give me a break. Is there anybody with a brain that believes that?
No.
Of course not. It's and like Mark Gaston, so we don't have to make this a racial thing. There was a white guy. Everybody in America could look at him and say, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. Some ordinary place, a half a yard in a cloud of dust, he makes a tackle, and he's out there and he's acting like, Godzilla. And I don't care whether you're black or you're white. I mean, there's no room for that in professional sports. And the example that it sets for the kids is pathetic. It's not bad enough that we got all these NBA guys out on strike because they're having a tough time scraping money together to put bread on the table with their $15 and $18 million a year, and they're having a tough time making budget in the household. That's a real good example for all you kids out there, as Don Cherry would say. And if he doesn't stop saying it, I'm going to stop watching Hockey Night in Canada, by the way. Cut it out, Grapes. You're getting it. I mean, so old and tired. By the way, nice game by the Leafs there Saturday against Montreal. Well, they felt sorry for the Canadians. They wanted to give them one, Anybody care about that?
No.
Anybody see it?
No.
Thank God. 10:56 and 560 WQA.
This is Debbie.
Oh, hi, Debbie. I'm interested in getting some operations done.
Okay.
And some body contouring and some liposuction.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if you get some tummy tuck and lip augmentation, cosmetic breast surgery, facelift, all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering...
What would you like to start with?
Well, I need to get everything done. Probably the first thing I'd like to have removed is my thing.
Okay, we don't do that.
No. Could you do breast implants, though?
It can be done, but I don't know if they would do it right away.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Mm-hmm.
How much?
5,000.
Excellent. I'd like to have my skin resurfaced, too.
Mm-hmm.
Laser surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Have the lambs stopped crying yet, Mommy?
Excuse me?
Don't hurt Mommy's little baby. It puts the lotion in the basket. I'd like to get the liposuction that I saw on TV.
Okay.
Can you make me look more like a woman?
Well, we'll have to see you first, and then upon looking at you, we can tell you that when we see you.
Should I wear my skin suit made of body parts, Mommy?
If you'd like to.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Would you like to make an appointment?
Yes.
Okay. There is a $100 consultation fee.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
My name is Buffalo Bill.
Okay, let me get a little information from you, okay? Just one moment.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
I understand.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Do you want to come in for a consultation for
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Okay. Would you like to make an appointment, or do you want to call me back?
It puts the lotion in the basket.
I understand.
I've got my skin suit and nipple necklace.
Bill.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
I understand that. Would you like to
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Would you like to make an appointment?
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Okay, I will talk to you another time, okay?
It puts the lotion in the basket. Hello?
Minute after 11 at 560 WQM. So what the hell is he trying to say?
It puts the lotion in the basket.
That's what I thought. They still don't get it. You know, you realize there's about 20% of the idiots out there. They still don't get it. 2 open lines in Broward, 5670560 and pound 560 on the mobile 1 line. Here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Great.
First-time caller. I just wanted to, please don't hang up. This is actually interesting. I got out of the Marine Corps.
What do you mean it's actually interesting? What does that mean?
It's despicable what these players are doing in the end zone. What's happening is
What does that have to do with getting out of the Marine Corps? What does that mean?
Okay, I explain to you. It's very simple. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I joined law enforcement, and I have to work all day to get paid $40,000. All day, 8 hours, 10 hours a day, at the end of the year to get paid about $40,000 a year. I see these players making millions of dollars, score a touchdown, and jump up and down like monkeys, and then it reminds me of all the guys
They're just monkeying around.
It reminds me of those guys that stand up in the corner in Overtown selling drugs, celebrating God knows what.
Yeah.
When they make a score, they jump up and down, they do the dirty bird, and
Now that's interesting. Do they do the dirty bird in Overtown when they make a drug deal?
Exactly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they jump up and down, and they're
But wait a minute. But do they do the dirty bird? I mean, jumping up and down, anybody
yes,
do
they
that.
do. Yes, they do.
They do the dirty bird. Okay.
They do the dirty bird. They do all kinds of crazy celebrations.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there, watching this guy.
Now, do they get down on the ground and they like roll a pair of imaginary dice? Do they also do that?
No, they don't.
No. Well, maybe that'll be next week.
But they always, it's despicable that I got to work all day,
yeah,
to make $40,000. And when I see this guy's making millions of dollars just to carry a football, it's just despicable. That's all I got to say.
And don't forget the guys in the NBA, they're only making 12, 15, 18 million a year. They're having a tough time making ends meet.
It's, just one of those things.
Okay, good luck, pal.
Right.
Welcome to, the guy doesn't understand it because...
That's the American fucking way.
That's right. Because we really got our priorities in order, baby. We understand. But, I'm actually taking great pleasure in watching the House of Cards all come crumbling down like I predicted. A few years ago when I started talking about this, as usual, oh, he's crazy. He's just a party pooper. You don't know what he's talking about. And you see they keep building these new arenas and these new stadiums and more skyboxes and more luxury boxes and more thousands and thousands of empty seats. You watch, and it just amazes me, the Fleet Center in Boston, of all places, where one of the original 6 teams in the league, and you watch a hockey game from the Fleet Center, and you see all those thousands of people disguised as yellow seats. It's amazing. Just tons of empty seats. And you want to know why? Because they just can't afford any more punishment, okay? So if the NBA, and it should be like any day now, they'll be officially announcing cancellation of the entire season, and we'll all say, yeah! That's what we'll say. We'll have a goddamn party. I promise you that. We'll all get together and do the dirty bird and celebrate. Oh! Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I have a big dish, and this is the second year that I refuse to pay for the football package because I can't stand the celebrations.
Yeah.
I mean, here are professional athletes. You never see, like you said, you never see that kind of celebration in hockey. You very rarely see it in baseball when a guy hits a home run in a great spot. He tromps around the bases. He comes into the dugout. They give each other high fives. There's none of. I mean, these guys work more on their choreography than they do on their play.
Yeah.
And for the most mediocre play,
I think, in fact, now that you mention it, I really do believe that every team in the NFL has got its own choreographer.
I agree with you. I mean, I just stopped watching football. I mean, every now and then I'll catch a Dolphins game, or if there's a couple of good teams playing. I've totally lost interest in professional football. And quite frankly, most professional sports.
This militant guy that called me a little while ago, and I think he's serious, unfortunately. He doesn't and of course, I guess he doesn't care. See, there's this element of people, we don't care what you think. Well, that's fine, but I'm still going to express my opinion. It's still a real turnoff. So if you don't care, then don't be all bent out of shape because I'm telling you what I think.
I can't stand it, and it just turned me off to the whole game. And I used to be a fanatic. I mean, I used to watch football from Saturday afternoon through Monday night without a stop, and I hardly ever watch a game anymore.
Okay.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Have a good one.
Yeah, and in fact, I'm trying to think, it was a white guy. I'm trying to think a couple of years ago when a guy fumbled the ball going into the end zone because he was celebrating and he fumbled like on a 1 yard line. Or no, he spiked the ball. Was that a white guy or a black? Not that it makes any difference. Remember that? Don't you remember? Yeah, a guy spiked the ball like on a 1 foot line. Okay, you're looking at me. It was in the NFL. I guarantee you this. It was in somebody will remember. Somebody that knows something about sports, Joe. We have an open line in Dade, 567. Joe says he hates all of this, by the way, and he wishes he was working on like a music station like Power 96. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning. I just want to say that I agree with you so much about everything you said about these jocks. And
Oh, God!
It's one thing when somebody scores a touchdown and celebrates it, as trivial as that may be, but Lamar Thomas, who, as you said, makes a trivial catch.
A meaningless catch in the middle of a blowout, in the middle of a disaster.
The team is being embarrassed, and he jumps like a moron. He still allows the receiver, despite the new contract.
He had a couple of good games, so now, you know, they're not going to
Marino,
just like Sean Burke, yeah.
Well, that shows how good Marino is, makes even a Lamar Thomas look good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I want to thank you for being honest and stating your views openly on the air versus somebody like Joe Rose, who this morning was saying, well, Lamar Thomas was trying to rally up.
That's a pile of crap.
Yeah, exactly, because he's another moron athlete.
Another
Exactly. All he does is try to brown nose to Jimmy Johnson, who I think is absolutely despicable, and he's always trying to find excuses for these idiots that behave like complete morons on the field.
Okay,
so,
pal, I got you
Thanks
down.
to you, man.
And have a great day.
Bye.
See, there you go. So far, it's almost unanimous, except for that one militant guy out there who's all bent out of shape and can't wait for the big black guy named Peter to come to his house and knock the door down, which he's on his way, by the way, pal. Also, Joe Rose's brother-in-law is going to be there with him, just as a backup, so to speak. Where are we going? Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
It was Don Beebe. He took the ball from Leon Lett in the Super Bowl, remember?
John Beebe?
Don Beebe.
Don Beebe,
He
yeah.
took the ball from Leon Lett when he was crossing the goal
Right,
line.
that's right.
All right. To me, I think it's, I'm from New York, and I think it's a Southern thing. I don't.
He must
see
have been
any-
a Beebe brain.
There you go. I don't see any of the Northern ball players doing that kind of stuff. To me, I think it's a Southern mentality type thing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think we need a lot more like Northern players, like Lawrence Taylor. He was always a good role model for kids. He's had a little problem again the last few days, but he'll be all right.
No one could score a touchdown like OJ, though. He used to just...
Yeah, he was a killer, no question. Okay. Yeah, and he was like from the far west. See, he was out from but that ghetto, you can't take the ghetto, and that's what they say. If it fits, you must have quit or something like that. If you're talking rhyme, you're talking real slime, you know. See, it doesn't cover anything up, you know. These like Jesse Jackson, he's been doing that for years, and of course Johnny Cochran, he likes to do it too, because they've got him a TV show, you know. You're talking rhyme a lot, you know. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit because it sounds like something that rhymes with quit. Oh, God, it's so sad. But it's like I said before, you got to understand you can't fight it because...
That's the American fucking way.
That's right. So either think or swim, baby. Think or swim. You either go with the flow or you just don't know. Here's Carol City. Hello. Carol City.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Great.
Hey, I'm a black Canadian from Toronto.
You're a black Canadian?
Yes, I am.
Where's the other one?
You know, I was hearing you talk about the celebrations. Well, anyway, first of all, about Lamar Thomas, they're going to get crushed by Buffalo. We're going to come here. We're going to run all over them.
Yeah.
But just thinking about the good old days when people like Darryl Sittler, when they score, Peter Stastny, when they score in hockey,
What is a
they
Buffalo
never,
Bill?
ever celebrate.
No, they put their stick up the air and they all go out and they
No,
each
if
other.
you watch Peter
you're talking
Stastny when he played for the
old
Northeast,
days, yeah,
he
you're
never
right. That's right. They
celebrated.
didn't even put their stick up the air. That's right.
I mean, that is what it's all about. I remember Darryl Sittler scored so many goals for the Maple Leafs, and it looked like his
one
mother
game, by the
just
way.
died.
6 in one game. I just thought I'd mention that.
I remember against the Boston Bruins.
Right.
Hey,
here's a real sports fan, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a rarity in this town.
Yes, and my name is Earl, and I'm a first-time caller, and it's good to see you on TV also.
And thank God that even though we had a couple of bad games, thank God the Leafs can finally wear that blue and white proud this year.
You know it, man.
There you
know
go.
it.
And have a great life.
Take care, man.
See you. Oh, my God. See, and how come he was so articulate and he wasn't talking in jive and talking in rhymes? So you go up to Canada and you'll find there's black people up there, not too many, but there's some black people up there and they speak like English. And they're not passing off this bubonics crap and juking and jiving and dancing and act like professional stepping fetches. We got to make some progress here, baby. We got to stop worrying about calling people honkies and niggers and crackers and all this other bull crap. We got to be just like regular human beings, okay? But if you want to have your own separate code of behavior, then people are going to look at you and say, oh, my God, look at that step-and-fetch-it Coon, man, because that's the way he's behaving. That's what we're saying. That's what we're thinking. And most of you, even though I'm sitting here I guess I can do it for you, okay, because most of you are a bunch of pathetic, spineless wimps. who don't have the guts to tell it exactly the way you feel. This is America. It's because you're conditioned. You're conditioned to being a wimp. You're conditioned not to really speaking your mind because you might offend somebody. Oh, God. Someday when people can wake up and realize how backward this goddamn country is. Oh, by the way, speaking of backward, I'm not going to get into this thing, but I read one interest. There's a book called, this is totally off the wall, but it just came to my mind. The book is called The Super Antioxidants, While They'll Change the Face of Healthcare in the 21st Century. Does this have anything to do with what I'm talking about?
No.
But anyway, it talks about diabetes in here, and it says the diabetic produces a byproduct of glucose metabolism called sorbitol. So I've always wondered why I've had this tremendous allergy to these sugar substitute products that are loaded with sorbitol, and as soon as I eat like just a very small amount of it, oh, God. In the non-diabetic, sorbitol is formed but broken down readily into fructose, another simple sugar. This allows the sorbitol to be excreted from the cell. In the diabetic, however, with frequent elevations in blood sugar levels, sorbitol accumulates in the cell and plays a major role in the complications of the diabetic.
Oy.
How do you like that? So all you people out there, all you diabetics who are eating sorbitol as a substitute for sugar, you're doing yourself irreparable damage. I'm telling you that right now, okay? Great book, by the way, but I don't want to start with that. Here's Miami. Hello?
Neil, how you doing?
Great.
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. I agree with you on some things, and I don't agree with you on other things. I don't mind the celebration. That's my opinion. And you were saying that you like people who are true to what they think. Well,
Yeah.
I believe that the celebration doesn't bother me. Because in hockey, after some time, even when they don't score a goal, they start, fighting.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, we have an open line at Dave, 5670560. That was one of our little Julios, evidently, because he was talking about he was talking Greek. We're doing Greek, I think. Here's a mobile, wait a minute, mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello?
Hey, Neil, how's it going, bud?
Great.
Hey, man, this is a reference to, everybody is saying that all these players get paid so much money. The fact that they get paid so much money is they have such a low shelf life. They're going to be in the league for, 5 to 10 years at max. And after that,
well, let me ask you this. How would you like to be paid $3, $4, $5 million a year for 5 to 10 years? You think you could?
I think I can handle it.
Huh?
I think I can handle it.
Yeah, do you think maybe you'd be able to stock away enough so that maybe you might be able to live off of it for the rest of your life?
Of course. But, the people who resent it are all probably some high school, big high school football stars. They didn't make it in anywhere. And they look up there and they see these guys making $4 to $5 million a year, and they resent it.
The people who resent it are people who are high school football stars who couldn't make it in the pros? That's what you're saying?
Of course.
As opposed to people that go out there and work their ass off 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, 50 weeks a year, and are making 25
They still pay to go see the game.
They do?
Of course.
How the hell can they afford it? How can a schlepper like that afford to go pay and see that crap?
I don't know, but you know what? Everyone who hates the fact these guys are getting paid $10 million a year, you should respect that. These guys are the cream of the crop.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you should respect that?
These guys are the cream of the crop.
Cream of the crap. Blow it out your ass, okay? Go blow some cream. Get out of my face. Jeez, no, I didn't say in my face. I said...
It puts the lotion in the basket.
That's what I said. They're the cream of the crop. Man, you're the problem with America, sir. We're tracing your call, and once the big black guy named Peter gets done with this other guy that called a little while ago, he's going to come over to your house and be knocking on the door and straighten your ass out. And put your priorities, put your house in odor, mister. These are the cream of the crop. I think you had one letter wrong in that second word there. They're the cream of the crap. That's right. Big stinking deal. They play a game. Woo, I'm starting to get just like George now with his sports stuff. Because it's starting to really offend me bitterly, the fact that there are assholes like this guy who are defending people that are getting paid $10 and $15 and $20 million a year to go out and play a game. And then if they get a goddamn hangnail, like Roger Clemens, they get a hangnail, or maybe he ate too much that day, which in his case could be almost any day, then all of a sudden he's out with a tummy ache. And this is a turn in the rotation. Yeah, rotate this, okay, Roger? Well, he couldn't get as much in the open market. See, some of you people aren't old enough to remember sports when it was a real sport. When there was some real loyalty, when Al Kaline was on the Tigers his whole career, or Mickey Mantle was a Yankee his whole career, or Joe DiMaggio, is he dead yet? Or Joe DiMaggio, and once in a while a guy like Babe Ruth, when he was at the end of his career, okay, went to the Dodgers, the Cubs, he was like over the hill, he was finished. And that would be like big news, like a major story. But generally speaking, there was some continuity because there was a loyalty factor. Now you get a guy like Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown, as far as I'm concerned, is breaking the law. Because in America, other than certain Carson County, Nevada, wherever the hell it is, prostitution is illegal in America. He is a paid prostitute. He's with the Marlins 1 year. He's with San Diego the next year. Now he's with Los Angeles. And guess what? If somehow he could find a way to get out of it and go somewhere else for $30 million next year, he'd do it. And you're saying, well, you wouldn't do it? Let me say this to you, okay? If somebody says to me, I'm going to pay you $6 or $7 million a year, I'm not going to go look to somebody else and say, okay, how about you? Will you pay me 8 or 9? That's the point. How much can anybody possibly spend? Then we have to hear stories about, well, his kid is in school or wherever the hell it is. Who gives a crap, okay? Kevin Brown, you're nothing but a goddamn whoremeister, and it's people like you that are destroying you. You're not in the process. You've already done it. You've destroyed sports. You've ruined it. There is no sport left. It used to be mostly business. Now it's nothing but business. And if you don't believe me, just look at the NBA. Nothing but business. And is there anybody in this audience, if you were making those millions of dollars that most of those players are, and don't give me a song and a dance that only a few of them are, that's bullcrap. Of all the major sports, the NBA, the average salary is the highest in the NBA of any professional sport. And what are they arguing about? Oh, they want more, that $2 billion. Yeah, they want more. They want more, they want, and guess what? The answer is no. Pull it out your ass. Go flip burgers at McDonald's. Go work at Jack in the Box. And then, of course, you folks are supposed to subsidize it. You're supposed to work your 40-hour weeks and scrape together the best you can and make some kind of a life, and then you're supposed to go out there and subsidize it. And the answer continues to be more and more. No. Blow it out your ass. And I say, all right, better late than never that people are finally catching on to this bullcrap. Oh, they're the cream of the crop. Yeah. I'll guarantee you. In fact, this guy may be right. Lamar Thomas may do the dirty bird better than anybody else in the whole goddamn league. Seriously, let's take a poll on that. Let's find out who does the best goddamn dirty bird. Oh! Okay? I thought we got rid of the bird. So just when we thought he was out, they drag him back in. It's 11:19 at 560 WQM. New.
Hey, kids, are you tired of that neighborhood bully?
He stole my lunch money.
Ah, shut up, kid, and tell your mom to hold the mail next time.
Next time, fight back.
But he's bigger than me.
No. Just tell Mom next time she hits the candy aisle at the grocery store, pick up a pack of new Shot Cat candy bars.
Shot Cat?
Yes, it's a new candy bar made entirely from recycled cow dung, guaranteed to turn your stomach. So next time...
All right, kid, give me a lunch.
No. Please don't take it.
Just shut up and hand it over.
Okay, here you go. But whatever you do, please don't eat my candy bar.
Hey, cool. Ah, this tastes like shit.
So, you want my lunch tomorrow, too?
We got a hunch. You gotta blow lunch when you take a bite of that Shot Cat bar.
Okay, it's 11:23. We got the bells back. We got all kinds of great little bells and noises and whiz-bangs going off here, all kinds of for the holidays, which you can't hear on the air. Maybe you can hear it in the background, okay? Maybe that'll just stay on all the way till 2 o'clock. Or maybe they're just celebrating that Greg Reed was just down here. That might be it. Listen to that. I wish they could hear that on the air. But at any rate, we have an open line at date, 5670560. Oh, thank God it stopped. God, it feels so good now that it stopped. And pound 560 on the mobile one line. Yeah, it's like an S&M exercise. It's like when they took in Clockwork Orange, and they had him locked in the room with the Beethoven blasting off the walls. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Great.
You're great at bringing out the rednecks and the Oreos.
The Oreos?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you something. Have you ever been to a black church, a Baptist church?
No.
Well, if you look at the difference between a black church and a Catholic church, you'll see how black people are really enthusiastic about the Lord and how they're really getting into it.
It's all a bunch of... What difference does it make whether you're enthusiastic or not? It's just...
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to say culturally, that's what it is. And it's just like the same thing. You say you want to go back to the days of Lou Gehrig and all that, but you don't also go back to the days when blacks weren't allowed in baseball, they weren't allowed in football. That's what you're talking about.
I never mentioned Lou Gehrig. Where did Lou Gehrig come from?
Well, whoever those old people...
Although today is the luckiest day on the... yeah. Well, so don't start picking on the Jews now, Sandy Koufax.
Huh?
I said, don't start picking on the Jews.
But I'm saying that's what it is about celebrations. I don't say Lamar Thomas, what he did, made any sense.
And then Greg Reed was just telling me there was another pass he caught later, and he went over to the camera guy, and he stuck the pointed end of the football in the lens of the camera.
It was stupid, but I don't think you should use him as a criteria to say that all celebrations are stupid. It's all about entertainment, just like anything else.
It's entertainment?
Yeah.
You know, you make it, that is
it's like
valid. Wait a minute. Let me say something.
Okay.
You make a very valid point, and the fact is that in lieu of quality, see, this is what's happened. It's like the Gary Glitter thing, and I've been telling people this, and they just don't want to understand it. Because before expansion, when you really had quality, when you had really great teams in all the sports, the sport stood on its own. You didn't need all the phony music, and you didn't need signs, to tell people when to applaud and cheer, and applause meters and all this other bullcrap. But now we have to have all these other artificial things to give the aura of, wow, this is really exciting, even though when it's very mediocre and it's crap. That's a very good point.
But don't you think that things...
But I'm just telling you, to me, it's not entertaining. It's a tremendous gross out, and I find it incredibly offensive.
Okay, but don't you think things like the old Frankenstein movies, which were great and scary at the time, but now we have aliens, blood gushing and all that, don't you think we upgrade every time? We keep going up, more, we have need more and more and more.
What you're saying is the next time Lamar Thomas catches a pass, we ought to have blood gushing?
No, not Lamar Thomas, but I'm just saying when a football player is doing the dances or doing the whatever, people love it. They love it. But I mean, in the old days, like you said, people probably wouldn't have appreciated it. But in the old days, nowadays, people want to appreciate Frankenstein or Mummy. It doesn't scare anybody now. And maybe in the future, we'll need to see people's heads cut off for real to really enjoy our movies.
Okay. Okay, Frank, I think that one's coming next week, by the way. Okay. Woo! So what is it that he was trying to say?
Father, you help an old older boy. I'm a Catholic.
No, I've never been to a black church here, but I have seen some of those evangelicals. I've seen some of those people wrestling with their snakes. As a matter of fact, we've got the Assembly of God right on my street there out in Plantation Acres. And they're in there, I guess, wrestling with their conscience or wrestling with snakes or whatever it is that they do. As a matter of fact, over the weekend I saw some Orthodox Jews, a whole group of them with their yarmulkes on, and I thought to myself, isn't that sad? And then I was thinking to myself about the Mormons that wear their special underwear. What do they call it? The magic underwear? What is the word they use for that? Are you not familiar with it? With the Mormons and the underwear they have to wear all the time, except when they're like taking a shower, I guess, or a bath, or like they have special underwear that they wear all the time. And Joey's looking at me like, wow. Huh?
Why?
I asked Donnie Osmond. I don't know, because it's part of their bubble mice. See, every religion. Why do those Orthodox Jews? Why are they all making their little kids wear those beanies on their heads so everybody else can point out? Ha ha ha! Look at that! David's got a beanie on his head. Because they're full of this old time crap. Because we can't outgrow it. We can't let go of this nonsense, this garbage. Oh, yeah, we'll probably have some more calls about the magic underwear. Oh, and there the bells are back again, and probably a Mormon over at Bell South messing around with us. What is it? Who was that? Who the hell was that? Where did that voice just come from?
Do you think the ISDN line is crossing over with another one? That was a definite voice.
No, he said a very high-sounding noise is whoever was just... I don't know what that is. I think somebody at Bell South is potching around with us again. I think it's time to file a lawsuit against Bell South. I think let's get Larry Mixon on the phone and see if he can't get those bastards straightened out. Here's Miami. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Can you hear that that noise?
On the phone, but not on the radio.
Oh, okay.
I'd be a black man.
Oh, as soon as I mentioned it, no, you don't.
Yes, I'd be.
No, you do not be. You do not be black. You be
listen, I'm a black guy from Miami.
Dark black?
And when I saw, I'm kind of mocha.
Okay.
When I saw Lamar
Darker
Thomas,
or lighter than Malcolm on The Young and the Restless?
No, I'm not that light.
Okay.
When I saw Lamar Thomas do that, it just, something in me just turned.
Yeah.
I used to be like the one who, but not like that kind of celebration. I mean, that's not even celebration. That's just acting like an asshole.
Exactly.
I mean,
this guy, cut it right to the chase, man. Just cut all the bullcrap away. He's acting like an asshole.
Exactly.
Very well said.
There's
Perfect.
a difference between a little celebration. See, I don't mind a little celebration in the end zone as long as you don't get outrageous with it.
Yeah.
Going
and as long as it's at a time, in other words, if they would have just scored the tying touchdown or something, made a great come from behind.
Exactly.
Okay, then maybe you understand why the guy's really jubilant and fired up and
but
pissed off or whatever.
Touchdowns and you catch a ball at the 50-yard line and you jump up and start acting like an asshole and flipping around and throwing your arms. And that's not even a dirty bird. What he was doing, he was like mocking the dirty bird. So I don't mind a little celebration, but I mean, he's just outrageous, and especially after last week, all the touchdown catch that he made, and he'll run into the end zone and give it to his grandmother. You know, that was like, you know, inspirational, and it made you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But then he come back this week and act like a complete asshole. And it just made me change my whole view of him.
I think we're gonna have Reggie White come down here and beat the crap out of him.
Hey, and in closing,
yeah.
If I ever see Linda Tripp in the airport, I will beat her ass.
Okay.
All right.
Oh. God, we have an open line at Dade, 5670560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. What am I going to do about my toilet seat? That's the most important thing of the day. I've got a broken toilet seat. Now I've got to go to Kmart or Walmart or one of those damn marts, buy a toilet seat and potchkey around with those things there and fasten it all down. See, I guess you never, no matter how long you've lived, there's always something new and exciting, some new pain in the ass thing that comes along. Oh, gee, I didn't even realize that thing was going to break. Yeah, there it is. Now, I'm sure that they could probably, I would imagine if we can send an old fart like John Glenn into an outer space again with a space-age colostomy bag, I'm sure we have the technology to make toilet seats that never break. But then how the hell would they sell new toilet seats? Planned obsolescence again. It's not just with your car they do it. They even do it with your goddamn toilet seat. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Great.
Listen, I got a spy report first. I was listening to the hockey game, and after the game, David J. Neal, they were talking about Stu Barnes.
Yeah.
And he was saying how some people have been making a case for Stu Barnes for years down here, making a ruckus. And then in closing, he goes, I guess some guys can only handle the little ones. Or it was something like, I guess some guys only prefer the little ones, and that was a knock on you, believe it or not. And
how do you know that?
Because they were talking about people down here making a case for Stu Barnes on the radio.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, I guess some guys can only handle the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning...
Well, us again, there you go. See, that's more that same ethnic stuff. And I guess us white guys just don't measure up to David J. Neal.
And about the
maybe he's packing something really powerful under that Husad Shako or whatever that thing is he's wearing.
Well, you know, I've called you about him before. You know, he works out at my gym, and this is a guy that wears like...
He works out at your gym?
In South Beach, okay?
Yeah.
And he's the only black guy there. And he wears like his 7th grade gym uniform. He wears like a shirt that you got for free, like when you bought a can of peanuts or something, like from 5 years ago. And,
well, I'm sure that's what they're paying him if they rolled his peanuts, so it kind of fits right in.
And in closing, about this celebration thing, I saw something yesterday. I think it was the Saints. I think after some guy scored a touchdown, they did a leapfrog with like 4 different players. Did you see that?
No.
They like lined up, and one guy jumped over the other guy, who jumped over the other guy, and they were like losing by 40 points. So it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And by the way, I went shopping last night at Publix. Asked my girlfriend to put the lotion in the basket.
Okay.
Bye.
See ya. Okay, it's 11:32 at 560 WQM. We have 2 open lines in Dade, 5670. Yeah, so David J. Neal thinks I got a small penis. Well, guess what? You have no idea how small, mister. No, seriously. And I wish why couldn't they have put in like real urinals at that Macarena? God, is it embarrassing. They have the ones that you have, you know, like the little ovary-shaped ones, whatever the hell those things are. You know what I'm talking about. The ones that you have to kind of aim at. You can't, like, step up into them like a real urinal is supposed to be, with dividers in between, like a real new, classy, glitzy place ought to have. Yeah, that Washington game the other night, I go in there and I'm taking a leak in between, there's one of the 85 million TV timeouts. As soon as that little pink light comes on, I go running out there to take a leak. And there's like some 6-year-old kid standing next to me at the urinal taking a leak. He looks over at me and says,
"You call that a penis?"
Here's Plantation. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
First-time caller and fellow Plantation Aiken.
All right.
I was the one that called Little Dog this morning in regards to the Lamar Thomas fiasco.
Why is he such a cover-up artist at Little Dog? Why is he such a sucker?
He didn't even give me a chance to speak to him. He decided that what I said was enough, and he didn't want to even touch it afterwards. Just wanted to let you know that's what happens when you give a girlfriend-beaten lunatic that kind of money, and that's how he acts.
Yeah.
What do you think that...
Well, now, is he the only guy in the league that acts that way? Is that what you're saying?
No. There was a couple of guys on the team that acted that way yesterday. They acted like they were winning 21-24-0, the way they were dancing around on the field.
Yeah. It's unacceptable. It's bullcrap. They're not fooling anybody.
And that Little Dog, I tell you, he's got his lip so far up all those Dolphins' rectums.
Yeah.
That you can't even say anything negative about them.
The rumor is, remember when he had the gap between the teeth when he was doing the thing on Channel 6? And I used to call him Gap Tooth, and I finally embarrassed him into getting some bonding done there. And rumor has it that he had like a little trench mouth problem there. from kissing too much dolphin over the years. I could be wrong, but that was the rumor. We have an open line at Broward, 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Can I, the militant one who called, first of all, I'm a black guy.
Yeah.
So about the militant one who called,
The militant Coon that called, yeah.
Why do us black people always, we always relate ourselves as being poor? A lot of us are not poor. A lot of us are educated. A lot of us have nice homes.
I don't think there's anybody playing in the National Football League who can say that he's poor. I have my doubts.
And then as soon as
maybe Lawrence Taylor, but he ain't playing no more, so, and he's got a lot of expenses, you know.
Yeah, as soon as you object to some kind of behavior like that, you all of a sudden are Oreo or you think you're white, or if you talk a certain way,
Uncle Tom.
You're white.
Yeah.
Uncle Tom. But hey, I just don't get it. That's all I want to say.
Okay. And have a great New Year, sir, and this too shall pass. It'll pass. Just like a bad kidney stone, it'll pass. We have an open line at Broward, 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Since you've been talking about the big bird all morning, my right wrist is starting to get a little, I'm having trouble keeping my limp wrist up this morning. Thinking about that big bird and going to the arena tonight and doing that. Let's do the big bird. Come on, let's all fly away at the arena tonight. We'll get up there in the rafters. Maybe inspire a little intelligence in that coach. Is that possible?
No.
I doubt it. Who, by the way, doesn't talk to this radio station. Nice going, Terry, you hard ass. Good choice on your part, too, because we'd slice you up to ribbons, mister. Oh, yeah. Instead of his brother going out there and getting some real talent on the team, the answer is, well, we're going to bench this guy one day, and then we're going to rip into this guy another day, and then we'll deflate all of their egos to the point where nobody on the team can play, and then we'll be right down there with Tampa. Didn't see that game Saturday, but from the reports I'm getting, other than from that idiot that called before, which we don't want to mention Andy's name. See, I want to say one last time. I'm going to say it, okay? Andy, I cannot stand you. The sound of your voice, the sight of your face, anything about you gives me physical, it just gives me spilkies just thinking about you, okay? It twists my kishkis. So Kushmer and Tuchus, as Josh Friedman would say, just go away. Find yourself a life. You've got that nice girlfriend. Go do something with her, okay, if she's that dumb to let you do it. Go do something. Find a life. Oh, I went over to Tampa Saturday. Oh, my God. And let me say it again, like guys that go to practice. Well, we were at Panther practice last week. Oh, why? That's the only question that ever comes to my mind when somebody says, well, I was at practice the other day, and I think,
why?
Yeah, I mean, you have no life whatsoever? Is that it?
No.
Here's North Miami. Hello?
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a comment to make. What reminds me of flying away is in soccer when they stick the arms out and run around the field. I hate that. I want to get your comment on that.
Get my comment about what?
In soccer.
There has to be something exciting going on during a soccer game. You don't think the game is exciting, do you?
No, I hate soccer.
Well, there you go. So I'm saying at least they're trying to juice it up a little bit. He didn't really say juice it up a little bit, did he?
Oh, man.
We have an open line at Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. I don't care what anybody tells me. I know, and it makes no difference whether it's black or white or purple or yellow or in between. There's a whole bunch of you people out there that if O.J. Simpson suddenly found a miracle cure, if he found it, what do they call that stuff that your something ice? Used to be a sponsor of mine 100 years ago. You know, that you put on your arthritic legs, and all of a sudden he could run like the wind, like he did 20 years ago again, and the Dolphins could sign him up, and he could go out there and just whisk them right through the playoffs and run for like 220 yards a game. They'd say, all right, you go, O.J. Am I right? You know goddamn well I'm right. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care if he killed the whole guy, all of Brentwood. They wouldn't care if he killed the whole goddamn community out there. Well, we'll take care of that afterward, you know. Here's Deerfield. Hello. Deerfield.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy holidays to you.
And the same to you, sir.
I'm an African American. I wanted to respond about the celebration in the infield. Okay, my thoughts are, as an African American, I'm not a particular fan of the Dirty Bird, but I do understand the celebration in the infield. And you made a comment that it detests you to see that.
What?
That it detests you to see the celebrations in the end zone.
Yeah.
But from a cultural background, we just have a different cultural background.
Well, what does that mean? What do you mean different cultural background? Now, let me ask you, is Jerry Rice black?
Yes, he is.
How come he doesn't do that?
all blacks don't celebrate, but there are blacks that do.
Why?
And it is a cultural thing. It goes back to our ancestors, which was from Africa.
Wait a minute. Let's slow down. When a guy, let's take the example of the black receiver again, who catches the ball on the 20-yard line. He knows that there's nobody anywhere near him. He can crawl on his hands and knees into the end zone for a touchdown. And instead of just running the ball in and spiking it and whatever, he struts. He does the high leg step strut into the end zone and does this jive-ass routine for all of America to watch. What was that got to do with celebration?
It has, again, you don't particularly care for it, but there's a lot of us who enjoy it.
Why?
And it has a lot.
What do you like about it?
It has a lot to do with our background. I enjoy dancing. I doubt very much if you do.
No, I don't. Old Jews don't dance. No.
What I'm saying is this, Neil. If you look at the African Americans as a whole, we are a people of celebration. And when we do things, you go into the churches, you look in the music industry, you see it there. We dance more and we celebrate more than any other people in the world.
Yeah.
So, of course, when we get into the end zone...
How come Willie Mays never did that? Or Hank Aaron? How come when Hank Aaron did his 715th home run, he circled the bases, they came out, and he high-fived a few crazy fans that were running on the field? Huh?
Neil, that's like me asking you, why isn't all white men murderers? Come on,
No, but wait a minute. This never occurred. It never happened. We never saw this before until the last few years.
No, Neil, go back further. You'll see it there, too. And basically...
give me an example. Tell me about some other...
When African Americans first came into the NFL, we had to do what quote-unquote white America wanted us to do. We had to behave a certain way.
Yeah.
Now that we enjoy the freedom of our celebration and we don't feel as though we're going to be threatened or anything else, then we conduct ourselves the way we want to.
So in other words, if most of America looks at these guys and thinks that they're an asshole for doing that, you don't care?
Ask the black community, Neil. As a whole.
What do you mean the black community? I've had plenty of black people call me today, and most of them think it's grotesque.
And I understand.
They're embarrassed by it. They're humiliated by it because it perpetuates an ugly stereotype. Don't you understand?
No, you're going to have some blacks who don't like it. Like I said, I'm not a particular fan of the Dirty Bird, but I love the end zone celebrations. I don't like the Dirty Bird, but I love the end zone celebrations.
Yeah. Well, too bad there weren't any more of them yesterday.
Excuse me?
I said have a great day and Happy New Year. We have an open line in Broward, 567. Well, I detest it, 5670560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. Well, that's what he said, for Christ's sakes, about the infield celebrations or the end zone, whatever that was. I don't know. I'm trying to keep track. Oh, Renfield, he said. Renfield. Now, before we had Frankenstein, now we got Dracula. Now we're making some progress. Oh! Renfield. It's alive. Okay, here's a mobile in Port Charlotte. Hello.
Good morning, Neil. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Buenos dias.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Hey, the guy that called in, I wish people would get their facts right, but the guy that called in about the leapfrogging, it was New Orleans a couple weeks ago. They were playing Dallas, and they were actually winning the game.
Yeah. Well, what difference does it make whether they were winning or losing? What kind of bull crap or jive ass routine is that to be doing in a sporting event? What is that?
They were assholes. You're right.
I mean, did you see it when it happened? Did you see it live?
Yeah, I saw it live.
And what did you think?
Yeah, well, I thought it was kind of childish.
Yeah.
Just demoted the effort of the sport.
I mean, these are supposed to be professional athletes. They're supposed to, be getting paid a lot of money to go out and do a job, which is, this guy's talking about dancing. If I want to go see dancing, I'll go see the Rockettes. And if I want to see, I'll go to see Fred Astaire.
The one who started all this was Billy White Shoes Johnson, if you remember him.
Yeah.
Several years ago, back in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, and Icky Woods.
Icky Woods, that was late
and all
80s.
this other crap. How's he doing lately, by the way, Icky? Anybody seen him lately?
No.
Okay, and
probably in jail.
Have a great... Oh! Yeah, I mean, these convoluted stories. See, we got to be different. Like we have... and there's so many examples I could give you, but why should I even waste the energy? All different kinds of people. Tiger Woods, by the way, and I despise him, not because he's Asian or black or a combination of both, just because he's a golfer, and they made such a big deal out of him. He's as boring as a pile of dog crap, okay? But Tiger Woods, when he goes out and won the Masters tournament or wins another golf tournament, which don't happen very much anymore, but when he does, or makes a great shot, he gets a hole-in-one. Tiger Woods, he's at least part black. We don't know which part, but he's at least part of a black guy. Does he dance?
No.
Who's that other black golfer out there that's so big on the, what the hell's his name? Poor Joe. You know, you're just.
I'm not a sports guy.
Good. Excellent. That's why I always like Joe Costello. He's not a sports guy. Thank God. What about Josh Friedman? He's a sports guy. Come on. Who's the other? Lee Elder. Isn't that his name?
Black off?
Get out of here, Josh. Go back to the shul, okay? Coxlahoys. But like Lee Elder. I mean, Lee Elder, make a great shot. Would you ever in a million years see this guy go out there and do the icky shuffle and the big bird and the dumb bird and the... Of course not. It's got nothing to do with black culture. It's like that old crap again. We got more rhythm, baby. Like the couple that had the octuplets, they should have been doing the rhythm is what they should have been doing instead of playing with those goddamn fertility drugs. Anybody read your New York Times yesterday in the Viewpoint section? There were about 25,000 letters to the editor about that situation, and 99% of them said, "Oh my God, are you people crazy or what?" And the media, of course, the one kid died already, the one that weighed about a half an ounce. And the media continue. Oh, every time somebody has like a litter, the media portrays this as though, "Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this great?" In fact, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to get you goyim nervous, but the Jews are, we're pretty observant, okay? And because the Jewish population, through a wide variety of circumstances over the years, has diminished dramatically. As a result, and of course, Jews tend to have like 2 children per family, except the Orthodox, they have like 200-300. But they generally don't overpopulate. But if you're going to get even, I guess fertility drugs are the answer. Oh, there you go. You just wait a few years, baby. You wait till we got 30 million Jews running around in South Florida. And this guy's picking on Sandy Koufax right on the heels of Hanukkah. And this guy's picking on Sandy Koufax before. Anti-Semite. Here's Hialeah. Hello.
Happy Kwanzaa.
And back to you.
Hey, to that Port Charlotte guy, it was yesterday. They did it again with that leapfrog nonsense.
Oh, they did it again?
Yeah, they did it again.
In the New Orleans game?
It was buffoonery.
Now, let me ask you something. How does a guy like Mike Ditka, okay?
Allow that?
Here's a guy who is supposed to be such a hard-ass, hard-nosed, I won't stand for any kind of bullcrap guy.
Well, I think he was just hoping that he was on all fours in front of the line.
That could be it.
Hey, also, that's why I didn't let black golfers on for a long time. They kept worrying they were going to spike the ball in the infield or something.
Yeah.
What was that guy talking about?
The Renfield he was talking about. He was a big Dracula fan.
With his breastises. Hey, also, you were at Monday night's game, weren't you? A week ago today? Dolphins and Broncos?
I was there.
Were you?
No. Of course not.
Oh, okay. Well, did you catch any of it?
I saw some of it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, when Lamar kept going handing Granny the ball, every time he scored a touchdown.
I didn't see that.
Well, I just kept thinking...
I know he played a great game in that game, but I didn't see...
Well, I just kept thinking, what if he scored in the other end zone?
Yeah.
Was he going to run all the way 100 yards back the other way?
Oh, I think he could do it. He could handle it.
And the cameras would follow him and make a big deal. Mm-hmm. Then what would people be saying then?
Now, let me ask you, did Granny have a can of Scamble soup in her hand when he was doing this or not?
Yeah, trying to force feed him, breastfeed him.
Because I noticed Reggie ain't doing those spots no more, so...
Oh, he's not?
No, he's not.
Oh, now it's John, I think. It's Elway.
He's doing the Scamble soup?
Yeah.
And then Steve Young is still doing the Jerry Rice, or cold Jerry.
Yeah,
my coat on you.
That's Visa, whatever that is.
A little bit of a message in there. Okay, pal, have a great New Year. Happy Martin Luther. We have an open line at date, 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Hey, listen, all you black folks out there, sports fans, you don't have to worry about it because you'll see, I mean, you won't be there, but if you watch on TV tonight, when they announce the lineup or whenever he comes out on the ice, and number 28 for the Panthers comes out there, Peter Worrell, that crowd is going to go ape-shot, baby. They're going to go, all right! Why? I have no idea. Like I said last week, because white people like having a big black guy around who's going to beat the snot out of everybody who ain't one of us. That's what white people like. No, seriously, like the guy said, we got the big nigs. Yeah, and as distasteful as that comment is, no, seriously, that was a Hurricane fan a few years ago. He said, hey, baby, we got the big nigs. And see, this is called being used. This is being used. If you think that, that you're expressing yourself, you're wrong. You got to ask backwards. You're being manipulated and used, and by behaving this way, you're perpetuating the stereotype that the white majority is very content to have you perpetuate. They like that. Hey, you go, boy. You go, boy. It's that you go girl. Well, now we got you go, boy. Yeah, white people in the crowd, all these crackers down here in the South, these football games, they're going to be, hey, you go, boy. Come on now. More of that dirty bird, baby. As opposed to finally intellectually advancing just somewhat beyond that level and saying, hey, that's for a bunch of jive-ass turkeys and we can do a little bit better than that. But hey, it's a free country to a point. We have an open line at Dave, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. By the way, Screw Ann gave me a real nice gift, for Christmas gift, which was unexpected and didn't change anything, by the way, sweetheart. But it is a great book, great little book. I've seen it in the bookstore. That I'm not going to buy that. It's 100. What's it got? 160. But when it's for free. And The Horse He Rode In On by James Carville. Now, some of you may not like James Carville because he's bald and geeky looking. It looks like he's up with that crowd in the Aintree. But this is a great book. Everything you ever wanted to know about Kenneth Starr and Richard Mellon Scaife and the whole underpinnings of this penis gate. This book is great. I can't even put it down. You'll love it. And The Horse He Rode In On. Just a little teeny tiny book, so it can't be that expensive, especially if Screw Ann bought it for me. How much is it? $14.95 for a little book like that. Like I said, borrow somebody else's copy and you'll love it. It's great. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, God bless you, Neil. And Happy New Year to
And
you.
the same to you.
And thank God I won't be seeing Matt Sundin doing the Dirty Bird anytime soon.
No.
Thank goodness.
Well, he maybe on some night when he shows up. He shows up when, he's like a lot of those European players. Some nights he plays, some nights he just shows up physically, but not that emotionally.
Well, I tell you, he's been getting, they've been talking about him a lot lately this year since the Maple Leafs are having such a terrific year this year.
Yeah, but let me say it again. He shows up on occasion.
I'd have to agree with
like
you.
in the Montreal game, he missed 2 wide open shots there, but that's okay, Matt. We'll forget about it.
Well, I did see that game. That was disappointing.
Very disappointing, very lackluster effort, but you know something? They're still doing great.
They are doing fantastic, and I expect them. I expect them to go a long way this year.
Yeah.
But about the end zone celebration, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got to tell you, it's these are so-called professionals. It does get quite ridiculous with the celebrations. I could see spiking the ball, but doing these crazy lunatic dances that they do nowadays, making the money that they make, I think is quite ridiculous.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, O.J. Simpson actually, he wanted to do the Dirty Bird after he killed Ron in the cold.
Oh, man.
It didn't fit in with the timeline, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just want to tell you, you're doing a great job, Neil. God bless you. Go Maple Leafs. And let's cut out some of this ridiculous nonsense. In the
Okay,
NFL.
good luck to you, sir. Zagazut. We have an open line at Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. We have $124,000 for Center 1, and we still have 3 days left in the year, which I don't think too much is going to happen in these 3 days. But maybe we will get an update from Carol at Center 1 one of these days this week. Would that be nice?
Uh-huh.
That sure would be nice. Kind of figure out where we are. You know, it really is. It's a major miracle. It really is that we were able to do this well. In kind of a very half-assed and kind of screwed up. But you wait till next year, man. It's going to be really big, whether David J. Neal believes it or not. Here's Plantation. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I detest it too. It just, you know.
You be also detesting it?
Yes.
Detestes it?
Well, you know, beyond this.
Maybe he said testes.
that's what I first thought he said.
Yeah.
It just points to a lot of, an emotional immaturity, really. It's like you wearing your, a price tag on your shirt when you're on Whammy there,
mm-hmm.
or you wear your baseball cap on sideways, or your yarmulke inside out.
In other words, if I would have left the price tag on the yarmulke, I think that would have been a good example.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's classless. I mean, but it's just immature. That's more it than anything else. But I teach a lot of black kids, and the thing that really bugs me is that they use the N-word, between themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And, here 200 years they've been trying to get rid of that word. What they call it, they freely use it amongst themselves.
That's why I use it. I use all words on this show because I think that if we that OJ thing, one of the many ugly things that came out of that whole deal was this idea that people have to constantly lie. Like everybody was so shocked that Mark Furman, a police officer, actually used the N-word. It's like it was the same as asking Clinton about did he have sex with Monica Lewinsky. Of course he was going to say no, and of course Mark Furman was going to lie about it. But everybody uses that word. Blacks, whites, everybody uses the N-word, says nigger. So what's the big deal about it? Just like everybody says faggot, including people who are gay, including myself. Who cares about words?
Well, I agree. I almost got fired for using the word once.
Yeah.
And it was purely an accident, and it wasn't used in a demeaning way in any way. It was just I was excited the kid was doing really well in class. And just, oh boy, I called on the carpet for that one. But
you were excited he was doing well in class and said, "Boy, what a smart little nigger you are."
Well, no, not like that. But
well, I mean, I can't. I'm trying to envision what the circumstances might have been. You know.
No, it's well.
I mean, what did you say? Not a bad test score for a little nigger like you? I mean,
no.
I mean, what is that?
No, that wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't quite that.
No.
Yeah.
But it was. I'm trying to remember the circumstances.
Yeah, well, okay, don't.
No, forget it. We're not going to go there.
Don't
but
anyway.
But
and don't say don't go there, please. I mean, that's another one of these 90s cliches.
Yeah.
That oh, don't even go there. Oh, God. Okay, listen, let's have closure on this call. Thank you. If I hear the word closure or don't even go there, I can't take it no more, okay? Because I'll tell you one thing. Every time I hear either one of those things...
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Just like that, or in my underwear, one or the other. It puts a dark brown substance in my pantaloonies. Every time I hear that. Oh, if we could just get closure on this. By the way, let's see. Who killed John Bonet now this week? Let's see. Is it the brother this week? They had a pretty interesting piece on A&E, which, by the way, for those of you with an IQ larger than your thumbnail, A&E, even though I cannot stand Bill Curtis. Oh, maybe it's just been too much Bill Curtis, you know? Because he always stands there with that very, like he's talking down to the audience, you know? Like he's lecturing us and scolding us. Yeah. Enough of you already, Bill Curtis. Get somebody else on there. Like, get some more Peter Graves. Get him off the biography show. Get him to do something else before he croaks. But they do have some pretty interesting stuff on there. And what the hell was I going to talk about? It was about what I saw on there. I just forgot because I got all wrapped up with
Jean Benet.
Oh, yeah, about Jean Benet. Thank you. See, thank God for Joe once today. It's because it's not a sports thing. Although it has become almost kind of a sport. Yeah, they had like a 2-hour special on there, and they did make a good point, even though I still think one of them done it, maybe both. But, you know, first there was in the tabloids, definitely John did it. The father did it, okay? Then, she wrote the ransom note. Definitely the mother did it. And now definitely Burke, isn't that his name? The brother? The brother did it. Every week, every couple of weeks, they got definitely so-and-so did it. They all did it. Maybe they all did it. Or maybe the dog done it. It's 4 minutes till noon at 560 WQM. The Hank Goldberg Show cut up from Schuler's at 2 o'clock. And then we got Geldy. He's going to be... Let me say it again. I apologize to Geldy. You're not the biggest suckhole on that morning show, Geldy. You are annoying, but you're not the biggest suckhole of all. You're not even in a league. You're not even in the same league with the little dog. Geldy will be on from 6 to 7. He's got the pregame show before the hockey game. 7:30 tonight, we got the Panthers and the New York Islanders with Ziggy Palffy. Look out.
I want to bang you in the butt, honey.
Okay.
If there's ever a doubt, we should just take him out. Hussein.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Come to Baghdad downtown. Throw it to the ground, Hussein.
By the way, we're giving him a few more shots today just to make it feel better.
He just lies full of flies, hope he dies. Hussein.
Yes.
Our ass you can kiss, you wanna inspect this, Hussein.
Rectum.
If we had a boat, your mother looks like a goat, Hussein. He just lies full of flies, hope he dies, Hussein. He's insane. One Hussein, 'cause we have the knack to destroy Iraq, Hussein. You turd, he just lies, he likes guys, hairy thighs, Hussein. don't you try and deny, say bye-bye.
Oi!
Hussein, yeah.
Have a little exchange there. U.S. and Iraq exchange fire. They hit us, but we hit them back. There's 4 more of them dead, and we'll do it again. Okay, let's go in there and finish them off, okay? So sick and tired of all these bleeding hearts. Oh, but the poor Iraqi people. Well, you know something? That's the way the world is, okay? The world isn't perfect. But if we're just going to sit back using that as an excuse to let him build up his arsenal of crap and then release all the, the chemical weapons into the air. How about some anthrax for lunch today, huh? There you go. Anyway, our Center 1 total is 124,631, but of course that only includes 1 border, so all the other 7. We got way over 125. I have a feeling we could do about 130 grand this year. Oh! Not bad for an aging old Jew on a mediocre sports station. Not bad. For the first year out of the box. Next year we'll do it right. Believe you me, we will do it right. And we won't be listening to somebody upstairs telling us where we're going to be going on. I don't want to mention her name again, because I do appreciate the book. Here's Miami. Hello. Miami.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
First time caller, long time listener.
Yeah.
One of your younger listeners over here.
Yes, sir.
And I want to talk about 2 things, actually. The basketball strike. I was at the mall with a friend the other day.
Yeah.
And we happened to pass by an NBA star. I won't give any names. Because
Bob Cousy.
That's not right. No, it's somebody playing now.
Horizon.
It's a Heat player. I'm still not going to say any names.
Bob Davies.
No. And he asked him for his autograph, and he told him to make it out.
Luke Easter.
No, he told him to make it out Merry Christmas and his name.
Alonzo Mourning, yeah.
Well, probably. I won't say any names.
Probably, okay.
And he told him to make it out Merry Christmas and his name. The player spelled Mary with an A and Christmas with 2 S's.
Yeah.
And you're going to wonder why these guys are trying to find ways to get the strike to end.
That'd be his girlfriend, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it might be. And about that.
Or something about ass. Those basketball players know a lot about ass.
Yeah, they probably do know a lot about ass.
Well, anything that ends with AS, they always put an extra S on it.
Yeah, probably.
To emphasize the ass.
And about that black man that called just a few minutes ago preaching black people and religion and church.
I thought he was going to break into a course of I Got Rhythm. Yeah.
Or
I Got Rhythm.
Or something like that. Or Jesus is with us.
More. Of course, white people sang that song, but what are they?
Yeah, he's sitting here preaching to black people in church and the dancing. How many NFL players do you think actually go to church, other than maybe Reggie White?
Reggie White, he'd be the only one.
You're going to tell me the Dirty Bird dancers are in church on Sunday morning?
Jamal Anderson, he'd be doing the Dirty Bird in church.
Yeah, he's doing the Dirty Bird in church, preaching. I could
Why do you
see
think they call them the Atlanta Falcons, by the way?
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Okay, pal, well, listen, have a great Happy New Year and say hi to Zoe. Just say no to Zoe.
Got it.
Okay. We have an open, just say
no
to Zoe and all the other goons here in the NBA. I said goons. We have an open line at date, 5670560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Like I said, the words don't mean anything, okay? Now it's all up to you peoples. That's what it's all about. You're going to behave like ordinary, normal, or real. It's like I'm always talking about these silly mincing faggots that go out in these gay pride parades dressed up like Priscilla, okay? Quite frankly, I'm embarrassed and humiliated seeing some faggot out there dressed up like Priscilla, putting on some pansy-ass, candy-ass routine, because it creates an ugly, it solidifies and fortifies a grotesque, ugly stereotype. And when these other, and then Joe was telling me that one of the TV stations last night, they had a whole piece, they were all doing the Dirty Bird. This is a substitute for a quality product. You see, they want you to put a lot of money out to go see crap. To go see teams like San Diego Chargers, to go see teams like Kansas City, and to go see teams like the New York Giants, and to go see teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I could name you like 90% of the league, and they all suck. Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, just on and on and on you go, and where it stops, nobody knows. Washington Redskins. There's another great team for it. Just, it's pathetic. It's garbage. the St. Louis Rams. How soon they forget. So instead of putting a quality product, because it's all greed and it's all based on TV money and how much more we can get on a piece of the pie, so we have to pretend that we got all this shtick going on here for you to make it exciting. Now, what the hell was I watching the other day? And the first damn thing. They hadn't even. Oh, I was the Minnesota game on Saturday. Did you see any of that? Before the kickoff. We go down there in the field. They've tossed it and the coin too, and they actually got the heads on the right head and the tail. They got their tail, And here we go. Here comes out of the stands, out of the PA. Loud, it's booming, it's blasting. The Vikings are getting ready to kick off, and here we go. Come on. Everybody get into it, whether you want to or not. Whether you can stomach it just one more time. Come on. Here we go. Oh! I got out my puke bag, and I started gagging. It's the old gag reflex. Oh! Now listen, it sounds like an elephant farting, this music, you know? Oh! Jeez. Horrible piece of dreck. Thank you. Now, do they do the Dirty Bird to Gary Glitter? Do they do that? Not yet. Now we're talking. There we go. The Dirty Bird to Gary Glitter. In fact, we're going to replace the whole halftime show. We don't need to see the highlights of those other scumbag games. They're mostly garbage teams anyway. Plus, we got the playoffs coming. There's only a few games. How long can we do without? And who the hell wants to see an illiterate jackass like Terry Bradshaw on there anyway? Making a total. All he's got to do is say hello, and you know he's a moron. Okay? You just see his puss on there, and you're saying
he's an asshole.
That's right. 200 million people look at Terry Bradshaw, and they're all saying
he's an asshole.
They're nodding their head. Yeah. Okay. So instead of seeing that bull crap with all these 25 jocks playing their grab-ass routine with each other, let's have the Dirty Bird at halftime to Gary Glitter. Get a 90 share easy. Oh! We have an open line at Dade, 5670560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Are we going to have a little food here today or what? I mean, it's Monday. It's out. Joe Costello says yes, because he don't get an awful lot over there in that other toilet. In fact, I think... and guess what we had here today? I forgot to mention it. We got so much crap going on. We had an exterminator. Oh! Now, Greg Reed brought the guy down, but I don't think that this guy's like paid. Did you get that impression? Because Greg said to me, he said, well, the guy's a big fan of yours, and he heard you talking about the fact that we haven't had an exterminator, and we got all these ants and roaches and crap crawling around. So I think it was probably a freebie, which we like best, especially Roots Chris, by the way. Here's Hallandale. Hello.
Well, happy holiday, Neil.
Back to you, sir. Happy 99.
Yes, I hope it's a good one. But listen, first off, I want to start with saying Lamar Thomas has as much business doing what he did as a mole has living above the ground. But,
yeah.
Celebrations are one thing, Fan celebrations have been going on for a long time. Dolphins with the hankies, Steelers with the towels.
Right.
Even in hockey, the octopi.
Terrible towels. That was Myron Colt, the terrible towels.
Yeah, and what about the octopi on the ice and the rats on the ice,
Right.
But for individuals to do that.
By the way, it was Rick Weaver with the hankies. I ought to give him credit since nobody knows from him anymore.
Right. But, these athletes, not only are they making more money than they ever deserve, but each one of them has got to
Bob
stand
Prince
out.
with the green weenie in Pittsburgh. Don't forget that, the green weenie.
Yeah. But the one thing that really sticks in my craw, who was one of the proponents that started all this individual celebration?
And what is that?
A white man, Mark Gastineau. Remember
I mentioned him before. He's an asshole, yes.
And he still is an asshole.
Right.
Anyhow, I just wanted to bring that up and have a great holiday.
And you too. Come on, everybody to the Dirty Bird. All you white people, all you Spartans out there, all you gooks, all you people that can't figure out what the hell you are yet. Don't make any difference. Even if you have no rhythm, no soul. Even if you're as bland as Jimmy Dean. That's it. All you give-off out there, pretend you're doing a Kazowski. A Dirty Bird to Gary Glitter, baby. Oh. Boy, does that feel good. Every time that music stops. And you know damn well. Now, I will say this. The last couple of Panther games, I noticed, even though the PA, maybe it's not, maybe they haven't changed the music. Maybe just it's so unintelligible you can't tell what music they're playing. That'll be a real test tonight. I don't want to start getting, let's see, we'll get there. We'll see if the escalator is going to be working tonight. That's number one. 2 games in a row at the $200 million National Car Rectal Center. The escalator has worked. Oh! Of course, they don't reverse it, so that late in the game, if you want to leave, it's going down. It's still going up, but, nothing's perfect. That would take a little bit of brain power, a bit of planning on somebody's part over there that doesn't have a brain to plan. Then, of course, we'll see about that PA system, if we can understand what that poor bastard is trying to say. I mean, not a word. If your life depended on it, you couldn't understand what this guy is saying. Then we'll see about the time clocks, the penalty clock, the time of day. Time stands still at the National Car Rectal Center. The last game, that Washington game, and believe me, it was slow-mo, so time could have stood still. 6:08 p.m. the entire night. When I got there, it was 6:08. When I left, it was still 6:08.
Oh!
There you go. Frozen in time. So that's another thing. And of course the goal light, the red light. Will we be able to see when it goes on?
No.
If indeed we ever score at that end?
No.
There you go. Just some things to watch for. They're always giving you these, Randy Moeller is always telling you the pointers to watch for in the game tonight. Those are some of the things to watch for in the National Car Rectal Center tonight. Do any of the accoutrements work? And, of course, does anybody really care?
No.
Of course they don't care because they're having a good time. They're doing the wave. They got their Peter Royal blow-up dolls. They're happy. Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
What's up, Neil?
Yes, sir.
As an African-American who played both high school and college football, played wide receiver, I went to a Jesuit high school. And our coaches wouldn't allow us to do anything like that, or you lost your scholarship.
Right.
Then when I went to college, that was the norm. Everybody was doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's part of our coaches. If you got good hard coaches that won't let you do that, you won't do it. But I do think that you fail to understand that there are some cultural differences, and some people do celebrate, and some people don't. But
what does that mean? Cultural difference?
Look, my man, I'll give you an example. In soccer, what happens when they score a goal? They go crazy.
Yeah.
It's the culture of the sport and the culture of the people, and that's what I don't think you can understand that. But I think it's more the bottom line. If your coach lets you do it, you're gonna do it. If your coach doesn't, and he got control like he's supposed to, you ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the bottom line. But
when you say it's cultural, see, in soccer, first of all, they don't score that many goals to begin with. It's a very dull and boring and ponderous game. And so when they score a goal, it's like a major event, like, oh my God, something really happened here. But in football, I mean, if you're going to do that on every time a guy makes a catch, how many passes?
You're right.
What are there, 40, 50 passes?
No, you're right. You don't do that after every catch, but after a touchdown,
But Lamar Thomas didn't do it after a touchdown yesterday.
Yeah, he was dumb about it. He was an idiot about it. But that's just one guy.
Yeah.
But the dirty bird and all the other BS you got going on, I mean, that's just part of the NFL. They perpetuate that behavior in college and in some high schools. And then when you get to the pros, it's the norm. So what you're going to do, that's just part of the normal acceptable behavior. And it shouldn't be that way because you do look stupid.
Yeah.
But some of us, like my brother, I mean, he's an idiot. Every time he scored in high school, he went nuts. It just depends on what your values are and the way you are and what norms you're used to and what norms you accept and don't accept.
Sorry, but are you really saying that when a black guy scores a touchdown, he's that much more excited than when a white guy scores a touchdown?
You're saying that. I'm not saying that.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not saying that.
No, I totally disagree with that. I think it depends on the person. There's a white guy that played for Texas Tech, and I remember playing against him. He plays for the Dolphins now. Every time he got a sack in college, my boy went nuts.
Yeah.
Zach Thomas, but it was acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
In his own world, that was acceptable to him.
But he doesn't do that now.
He gets a big sack. He'll go a little crazy now.
A little bit.
He'll go a little crazy.
But he doesn't do the dirty bird.
At 30.
Not yet. Maybe next week. Maybe in that playoff game.
Well, I don't think there's a difference between black and white. It depends on the person. But I can guarantee you one thing: it's getting out of control.
Yeah.
It is, and there needs to be more penalties and more things like that. But Neil, I think you have to open your mind up a little bit to different cultures. You just stuck in with your own culture.
I'm too white. Maybe that's my problem. I'm too damn white.
No, that got nothing to do with white. Just open yourself up to different people. It doesn't make it right or wrong. We're all different. There is no one norm. We got Jews, we got Hispanics, we got, we got Goyim. We got everything going down here. And you have to be open. If you want to survive down here and be able to live, you got to open yourself up to all these different cultures.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Now, let me ask, here's the question that nobody has ever examined. How do Hispanic football players respond when they score a touchdown?
Man, they so few, doesn't it? They never score.
That's my point. You won't get any answer because there aren't any.
Well, the ones that play in college, they're all playing offensive linemen. The ones in high school, there might be a couple of specialty players, like the kid that you played a core part that I played against when I was in high school. But ain't too many Hispanics gonna go be in big time skill positions.
Yeah, well, let them stick with their soccer, okay? Let them stick with
their baseball, right?
There you go.
Later, brother.
Have a great day. Okay, we have an open line at Bryan. I think this guy had some interesting points, and what were they? Oh, he did. We have an open line in Bryan. I'm too white, okay? I have to open up my eyes to new avenues, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm embarrassing myself here today as saying that when I see a guy doing something like that, I say to myself, what a professional nigger, man. That's what I think. I can't stand it. It's a tremendous turnoff to me. And I don't care whether a ball player is black or white or green. It makes no difference to me. If he's a good player, hey, more power, nice play, great catch, great run, whatever the hell it was. I was a Cleveland Browns fan growing up, man. I was dyed in the wool. And who was the great player? Who were the great players? Jim Brown, Bobby Mitchell, black as they come. Jim Brown, great player. Did he ever pull that crap?
No.
Of course not. And it was the black guys that were the great players. I mean, they had the two great guards. Who the hell were they? I can't even remember at this point. But, I mean, Milt Plum, after Otto Graham, Milt Plum was the next quarterback that comes to mind. He was garbage. He was mediocre at best, but they had a great team around him. So you don't remember Milt Plum in the heydays in the 50s, the Browns? You remember Jim Brown and Bobby Mitchell? 2 open lines in Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, and of course it perpetuates because when people see this crap in the media and assholes like Jim Berry and these other people, whoever you were telling me I had it on last night on the news, and when they make a big, like it's great, like it's something that we ought to be excited about, and it's like a part of the game now, then everybody starts imitating it. It's like now you watch it in a ball game, and here's a pass on the sideline. Is it complete? Is it incomplete? The receiver bobbles it, and here's the defensive back for the other team, and he's motioning incomplete. So he's already given a signal because he's grown up watching this on television, and so all of his reactions are based on what he's seen on television. He's given it the old incomplete, no good. So maybe Howard Beale had a point. We have an open line in Dade, 5670560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless. Howard who? Cosell, like I said. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Hey, watching the Panthers from the beginning and realizing the biggest blunder they ever made was obviously getting rid of Stewie. Seeing that, Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago dumped him to the fourth line. I was wondering if the egos up top might be saying, well, maybe we made a mistake.
Sir, this nonsense is so ridiculous. The last thing in the world that this team needs back is Stu Barnes. It's too late. We've already got little guys on this team. You can't build a team around little guys.
Yeah, I just thought, the way he hustled and everything, that we don't have, that we're missing it. We're missing that blue collar, that mentality that we used to have. It's just not there anymore.
Yeah, well, and if they were going to assume that Dino is never going to be healthy and he's never going to play again, then I would say, yeah, we need Stu Barnes. He'd be great to have on the power play. But we've already got Ray Whitney and Dino Ciccarelli. How many little guys can you have on one team?
True, but if the big guys can't do it...
Now, sir, the answer is absolutely, positively no. I hear this talk in the stands, the Washington game, they're all talking, we're reading about Stu Barnes, we're going to get... We don't need Stu Barnes back, in addition to which Brian Murray hated Stu Barnes when he was there the first time. So unless he's trying to suck up to the fans, why in the world would Brian Murray go out there and get Stu Barnes now? It makes no sense. Please, excuse me for trying to talk hockey for 10 seconds in this town because it's, like in Toronto, 98% of the people are hockey fans, 2% are not. Here it's exactly the other way around. 2% of the people are hockey fans, 98% wouldn't know a hockey puck from a goddamn Lender's bagel. And that's just the fact of life. That's the way it is. It's depressing to me, but I'm not talking about just bodies and seats. It's a social event. If you go to the game tonight, if you're in from out of town, if you're in from New York, God forbid, you're an Islander fan, whatever, and you go to that game tonight, it's a nice-looking arena. Nothing works too well, but it's a nice-looking place. But you'll notice that most of the people aren't knowledgeable fans. They're there because somebody gave them the tickets or they got part of a package with 20 other people, and you'll see them once every 2 months. They're not fans. They don't understand it. They haven't got any idea what's going on. And if they were real fans, it wouldn't be just Neil Rogers on the radio screaming, you can't see when a goal light comes on when a goal is scored. There isn't one other place in the whole league, 27 teams, there isn't one other city in North America where the fans would tolerate that. There'd be 50,000 calls every day saying, what is wrong with you people? This is supposed to be a sporting event. We're paying $57 a ticket to sit in the lower bowl, and we can't see the red light come on when a goal is scored? And these people, they don't care about that. And you want to know why? That's right. They be having a good time, baby. All right. Look at that. There's my push up there on the scoreboard. Thank you. And that's just the way it is. I mean, I can get all bent out of shape about that, but what's the point? I mean, that just is the way it is, and you have to accept it. You may not be happy about it, but that's South Florida. And even when you talk other sports here, in fact, I'm getting all wrapped up in sports today. Why am I doing that? Maybe to punish Joe. Did we ever decide about lunch, by the way? Well, let's decide about lunch. What are we going to do for lunch? Are we going to get... it's too late for Pizza Loft. He won't be here soon enough. I guess Chuck across the street would be good. Only today, now he must have, he's got tomato sauce over there, right? He must have. Because I want my meatballs with onions and tomato sauce. No cheese, just meatballs with onions and tomato sauce. Boy, the stuff that I've been reading about cooked tomatoes and cooked tomato sauce and pizza sauce, lycopene, is that it, the stuff that's in there? That there's a great natural substance against prostate cancer and all kinds of other great stuff. What am I looking in the Carville book for that? I guess it's not in there. Well, it's in some book I got here somewhere. I don't know. I got so many. I'm one of those people that reads like 2, 3, 4 books at the same time, which is more, of course, than most people in America read in their lifetime. Well, we don't have time to be reading, okay, man? We're busy doing the goddamn dirty duck or whatever it is. The nasty chicken. The funky chicken. Here's a lady in Deerfield Beach. Hello.
Are you talking to me?
Oh, my God, it's you.
My ear is falling down.
Why? It's falling down?
I've been holding it. Only for you will I hold so long.
Well, you're not going anywhere. 22 minutes. It's not that bad.
That's
probably
you
the best 22 minutes of your week.
Uh-huh.
Just started.
Listen, are you working Friday?
No, I am not.
Oh, are you going away?
Not that I know of. I just might. It'll be a long, boring holiday weekend. You never know. I might go somewhere.
Uh-huh.
I'm always hopping on a plane and going somewhere. You know me.
Yes.
When you got it, spend it.
Well, I had a busy time.
Yeah.
I had a tooth removed.
Really?
I had my annual physical.
Yeah, but you know something? At your spot in life, you ought to be glad you got teeth to be removed. You know?
They're all my own.
That's right. It's just like my mother. Instead of soaking them in a glass, you got your real teeth. There you go.
Oh,
boy.
Fine.
I've always said, as long as you have your teeth, you've got, what more could you want, right?
And I got new glasses.
Right.
And my brother-in-law turned 90. We had a party. Cockamoon.
Yeah.
A cockamoon.
A cockamoon party, yeah.
Cockamoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's it.
Well, great. So you had a good Hanukkah?
Yes, very nice. My nephew, I'll lay Mozon Cup, came down.
Yeah.
Came down to the party, you know.
To the party, yeah.
Yeah, and he was here for 4 days, so we had a nice time.
Great.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to wish you and George a very happy and a healthy new year.
And Joe, too, because George isn't here today.
I know he isn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a happy, and don't forget.
Cockamoon in Cockamoon.
See you in 99.
I love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There she is. Well, as long as she's okay, we're okay. And what did I do with that fax that said about my toilet seat? That's the important stuff. Forget about this other crap. Said all you need to do is go to Home Depot and buy a couple of bolts. The bolts aren't broken. It's the little bracket. I got to get a new toilet seat is what I got to do. I mean, I can afford it. I mean, trust me, I can afford to get a new toilet seat. But it's the thing that attaches to the top of the rear of the toilet that the bolts connected with. It's zerbrochen, as they say. Isn't that what they say, Josh Friedman? Zerbrochen? That's what they say. That is what they say when they're over there on the Gaza Strip and they're looking around. There's the Palestinians over there on one side and the Jews on the other side. It's zerbrochen. That's what they say. Somehow I get the feeling Josh Friedman don't know his Yiddish really too well. You know, he's good at like that, but he's not too good on the Yiddish.
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Oh, he does. See, he's a sports nerd, a Jewish sports nerd, a fat Jewish sports nerd. Not quite as fat as he used to be and don't smell so bad. Yes?
He's busy watching the press conferences.
What, now?
That's what he told me. Now, all the coaches are getting fired.
Ooh. Yeah, and who cares? What difference does it make? I mean, are there any surprises? Don't we know they're all getting fired? Especially when you got a team like the Eagles, which I left out of my list of grotesque, unbelievable teams that nobody could possibly... Oh, we know why he's getting fired, because he's black. Huh? If it was Dusty Rhodes, if it was a white guy, if it was Randy Rhodes, he'd probably still have...
Maybe if he did the Dirty Bird, he'd have...
If Ray Rhodes would have done the Dirty Bird yesterday and the Eagles, I'm sure they did, got the crap pounded out of him again, then he'd still have his job. You Dirty Bird. Here's a fax, by the way, that I think is very interesting. Oh, by the way, we're going to be doing a break here. This is great. No spots radio. I like it. We've gone from one extreme to the other. We actually can get a little momentum going here. Here's a fax that says, Neil, you hit the nail on the head when you said that every time you watch one of these jocks dance around on the field, the first thing that comes to mind is, what a f***ing nigger. I can't agree with you more. Why don't they just start singing Mammy while they juke and jive? You get the same result. Signed, Fred. Yeah, let's get Al Jolson out there. Mammy. I mean, seriously, it's a very, very ugly thing. And you people out there that keep defending it, man, you ought to be telling your kids, stop acting like a jive-ass nigger and start acting like a civilized human being and, put your emotions a little bit under control. Under control, that's what life is supposed to be about. Be enthusiastic, but under control a little bit. And have a little goddamn decorum. We have an open line in Broward, 567. Well, what's wrong with that? Why do you have to go ape-shot? And as far as the soccer players are concerned, does anybody here care about soccer?
No.
So forget about them. We can't be burdened with their behavior. And they're ripping their shirt off. And believe me, put it back on. I mean, you ever seen those soccer players? Jesus. What I've discovered is that soccer is for the ugly Europeans, the ones that can't do anything else. They all go and play soccer because the soccer people have got to be the ugliest guys on the face of the earth, next to rugby players. 28 past noon and cricket players at 560 WQM.
Neil Rogers God.
New from the National Scientific Research Institute comes a product guaranteed to revolutionize the healthcare industry. The new and improved, I Can't Believe It's Not an Enema. And now, from the President's Council on Health, actor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, this product will clean your pooper like nobody's business. Excuse me, sir. May I demonstrate?
Who, me? Well, I really don't...
Shut up and bend over. Stop being a little girl.
Whoa, hey, get that... Hey. Oh, that feels great. What an enema.
It's not an enema. It's not an enema at all. It's new. I can't believe it's not an enema.
That's right. The brand new I Can't Believe It's Not an Enema. Now with cutting-edge leak-proof technology.
No mas, no fast, no duty on your shoes.
Get yours today.
1232 at 560 WQM. Now, that ties right in with what we're talking about today. See, when you go to the proctologist, it feels very uncomfortable because you have this natural inclination to be embarrassed and humiliated and feel very uncomfortable when somebody sticks anything into your rectum. But see, the obvious response to that is, oh, no, you're really enjoying it. It's just the cultural barriers that you've, See, that's bullcrap. It's a squeamish thing. It's grotesque. Get out of there already. You know what I'm saying? It's like all you guys out there hitting on these women, trying to, we've talked about that until we're blue in the puss. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it really feels great. No, it doesn't. It's coming. No, you just have a culture block. You've just been brainwashed into believing that it hurts. It feels great. Rectum. Oh, man. No, it does not. God, there are a few things in life. I mean, when they do, what the hell do they call that? When the proctologist goes beyond just the initial with the finger. I mean, that's embarrassing and bad and squeamy enough. But when they stick the little thing, what the hell do they call that? I can't think of it, but you know what I'm talking about. And they stick the instrument, and man, you are just dying. Get that thing out of me already, Elmo. Just get it out of there. No, it's really great. It's just you've been brainwashed. It's a cultural barrier. Everything is cultural, okay? Yeah, that's always a good excuse. Like selling drugs on a street corner, that's cultural. Here's Coral Gables. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
God, two things for you. First of all, I hate going to the hockey games and having to be the only person in my section that understands what's going on out there at the ice because I feel like I might as well.
What section are you in?
Wherever I happen to get tickets. I work in media, so, wherever I happen to get tickets.
Okay, well, I'm in 101, so there's two sections now that we know of that got at least one person in that knows what the game is about.
It's just annoying.
And Howard Kleinberg and his wife across from me, so that's two more, so that's four.
It's what's icing? What's the blue line? What's this?
Please.
And it gets frustrating.
6 years now. This is the 6th year, and part of the problem being that you have different people at every game.
And that
different people every game. You look around you, there's a whole bunch of different people there. Very rarely you see the same people 2 games in a row.
It's much more important for them to get on their cell phone and go talk to somebody in another section and say, hey, look at me.
See, if you're one of and they've priced the fans out of it. Back in the olden days, you'd go and you'd see the same people in the same seats, especially in the good seats in the lower bowl year after year. But now they price people out, so they have to divide it up, and they kind of, how many games can the average person afford to go to?
Not many at all.
And I'm going to tell you, and I really mean this. If I didn't get my tickets free from this joint, I would say skip it. And the place is 2 minutes from my house. I still wouldn't go because the quality of what they're putting on there, of that performance out there, and the whole ambiance with nothing works and the goal light don't come on. I wouldn't pay for that.
And I
$57 to sit there. The Washington game I left as soon as they scored the second goal. We flew out of there like a cannon shot.
As much as I love hockey, I agree with you 100%. But more importantly,
yes, sir.
In watching the pregame shows yesterday, Neil, the Dirty Bird is a contrived choreographed dance.
Well, that's what Joe was saying before. It's bad enough that they're doing all this bullcrap, but the fact that they're choreographing now...
It started out with...
What it tells me is that the game, there are so many bad teams. It's like early in the year they were bitching about, Monday Night Football, the ratings are way down. The reason the ratings were down so badly is because there are all these bad teams, all these bad matchups, and people, you can only fool people for so long. You put a crap product out there, people are going to fly away from it in droves.
It's more important for these guys to not worry about whether or not they're going to have a good performance out there on the field, but what they're going to do when they get in the end zone. Jamal Anderson's sisters picked up on it. The tight end, O.J. Santiago, is the one who started it. His sisters picked up on it and taught him how to perform the Dirty Bird so that he would get on national television every single time.
Oh, man.
It's pathetic, but that's the state of football.
I think they have two different team meetings. You know how they watch the game films of the team that they're going to play the next week?
And then the dance lesson.
No, I think they have one meeting where they watch the actual game itself, the plays, and then they have another one for the choreography and the dancing.
It's really gotten out of control, and I'm with you 100% on that one.
Okay, pal.
Have a happy New Year.
See ya. We have an open line in Dade County, 5670560. And, of course, there's a segment of the public out there who soaks this in. They think it's really great because they're forgetting the fact that this is a substitute for what really is supposed to be exciting out there, which is supposed to be the game. But they have to keep embellishing and adding because the product, quite frankly, in any of these sports is crap. I mean, does it take a rocket scientist to figure out that if you used to have whatever league it was, if you had 8 teams, you had 6 teams in the NHL, whatever number of teams you had, and even then you had some bad teams. I mean, the population of the country, thank God, isn't reproducing at that astronomical rate. And in hockey, if it weren't for the fact that they had the European players, they'd all look like the goddamn, I was going to say Rochester Amherst. That would be a compliment. They'd look like Little League, like Pee Wee hockey is what they would look like. 27 teams when there used to be 6. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out that you can only take so much talent and spread it out. That's why you got guys in baseball who hit 220 that are making $2.5–3 million a year. And you're supposed to pay for it. And like the guy says before, but they're the cream of the crop. Right. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Well, Neil, how you doing? First-time caller, long-time listener.
Yes, sir.
On one thing I want to start with is I want to thank Barry Sanders for never spiking the ball.
Hey, there's the best running back in football today, the best running back in the National Football League, and he doesn't do that jive-ass crap.
No, he scores 1,000,000 times, runs 1,000,000 yards, and hands the ball to the ref and goes on his business. And
you never saw Gale Sayers do it. You didn't see Walter Payton do it. You didn't see Jim Brown do it. You never saw any of these guys do it.
And the second thing
but it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, right. Second thing is I held out on buying your CD. My wife, I played, a little bit before Christmas. It was supposed to be a present for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to go get the CD. And she's telling me, oh, yeah, you're going to ruin your present. Well, here comes Christmas. What do I get? No CD. No Neil Rogers.
Yeah.
So, next day I go shopping. Do they have Neil Rogers in Borders of Boynton? No. Do they have it in Glades, Boca Raton? No. South Miami? No. Nowhere. No. So here I am, Christmas Eve, or after Christmas, and all I got is side 2. I need side 1. Where do I go?
You have to call Center 1. They may be the only ones that have any Part 1 left.
Really? Because they don't know if they're restocking. They don't know anything.
Yeah.
These borders. So Center 1 would be the place.
Yeah, 563-3600.
All right, Neil, I want to say, I didn't know it was a God, so I started listening to you.
Neil, God!
And God bless you, sir. Have a great New Year. Okay, we have an open line at Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. By the way, is the QM van going out today?
No.
This week?
No.
Okay, I realize this is kind of a week that doesn't exist. I understand that. There's no ratings going on now. We basically have no spots. And the fact that we have no spots is basically everybody saying, well, we know nobody's listening. Everybody's out of town. They're all busy with their bullcrap. They're getting ready to bring in all the booze for New Year's Eve. And maybe they got a point. Although I'll be honest with you, we've had a few calls here today, which surprises the crap out of me. I thought we were going to have to play the rack again all day today. In fact, I wouldn't have been surprised if we had to do it all week this week.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Here's Coconut Creek. Hello.
Hello, Neil God.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
We forgot about Martin Hank, his Sesame Street act.
Joe was just mentioning that to me. I'd forgotten about that.
Big Bird Waddle.
I get physically ill when I see that. I can't stand it.
That's the ultimate.
Yeah.
I'm hoping if you can maybe get on that Elvis Christmas speech sometime today. You know, when we pass the mashed potatoes.
Elvis Claus?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, pal, you got it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, we have an open line at Dave 1 at Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. We got hockey tonight, baby. The Panthers and Islanders. Any interest?
No.
Anybody name anybody on the Islanders besides Zygmunt Palffy?
No.
Okay. How about that goalie, Tommy? What is it again? Come on, you can do it. Oh, here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Tommy Shallow.
Very good. Excellent. There you go.
Oh!
Here's the guy that knows his Swedes.
Before I get to Lamar Thomas,
Yes.
you were asking about the Hispanics. You know, the O.J. Santiago started that stupid dirty
Yeah,
bird
somebody
thing.
just mentioned that.
But he started it. He's a
Leave it to those sticks to start up with, to
Yeah.
stick their nose in.
Do you know if did anybody talk to you about Brian Cox's antics on the sidelines yesterday?
No.
He went over to Bill Parcells, grabbed him, and started smacking him in the ass like 20 times,
Really?
right on camera. So I think that Phil should get a hold of that tape.
That's a
set
deep
the tape
question,
right there.
moron.
Yeah.
It was amazing. He just stood there smacking him over, and
And I'm
Parcells
sure
was liking it.
He liked it?
Oh, he was loving it.
Yeah.
He worked
Yeah.
all year for that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. A big
And
black
yeah.
guy named Brian just, yeah.
Right.
I
The
want
other
to
thing
bang you in the butt, honey.
about Lamar Thomas.
Yes.
I got to be honest with you. I never gave a damn about the players in the NFL and what they did. But since I read that book that you were talking about,
Pros and cons, which, by the way, Lamar's picture's on the back, although we do
Lamar?
know he straightened himself out. That nice going, Lamar.
Yeah,
His picture is on the back, yeah.
he's got his own chapter.
Yeah.
The whole chapter is about him.
Mhm.
Okay, listen, if you beat up your girlfriend in your own house in private, that's one thing. But to do it at somebody else's house
Yeah.
in front of everybody with no regard for anything, including the law, he's I can't stand him. He makes me ill. I keep waiting for one of these other big black guys to wipe him out.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Saturday will be the day.
Yeah, it could be. I'd like to see Bruce Smith get a hold of him.
Could be.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of people forget. Okay, have a great day. A lot of people forget. I don't want to start getting into football, okay, other than Jimmy Johnson and Dan Marino hate each other like poison, and you can take that to the bank. But I do want to say this. A lot of people forget, although this kid played yesterday, Johnson, the rookie quarterback, played yesterday, and who the hell did they play? New Orleans? Beat the crap out of him with him playing. But they forget that Flutie didn't play. They had Flutie, but he didn't play in that first game that Miami won it, remember? And the kid, this Johnson, that kid was so nervous in that game, he was like peeing in his pants. He had to keep changing his uniform 20 times during the game. And then, of course, Flutie did play in the second game, and it seems to me, I could be wrong, that Buffalo won that game last time I checked. I'm not saying that Buffalo's going to win the game. I just mentioned that in passing for you to consider. We have an open line at Dade, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Davey. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I think it was Vince Lombardi. He told his
He's the one
players.
that started this juking and jiving, right?
Yeah, right. He told his players when they got to the end zone to act like they'd been there before.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think
Can you imagine Vince Lombardi putting up with this crap?
No.
No way.
it would never get started.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have a chance to
And
do
what about
it.
Shula? Do you think that Shula would have put up with too much of this crap?
No.
Okay, and have a great day, and say hi to Vince Lombardi. Oh, he ain't feeling too good. We have an open line at Broward, 56705. I realize times change, but because times change doesn't mean there's always a change for the better. Don't hit me with 20 guys in the broadcast booth trying to dazzle me with their bull crap and playing grab ass with each other, and Terry Bradshaw trying to put on and act like he's got a brain, which we know he does not. Don't try to con an old scumbag like me. Give me a quality event out there that's worth investing your time and watching, and then I'll say, hey, this was scintillating, this was great. But don't try to feed me a big song and dance. Thanks, Chuck, by the way, from the Sub Center. Just brought us a great lunch, which is always great. And thanks, Nisi. Boy, are they great people. And the year that we've been here, and can you imagine the $50 billion worth of food? In fact, George and I would both look like Rumpelstiltskin were it not for Chuck over at the Sub Center. Great meats and great subs. Good stuff. Where are we going? Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Lamar Thomas had that one good game against Denver.
Yeah.
And then a week later, they give him a contract extension, like he's the answer.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have an open line today at 5670560. I think they're forgetting what show they're talking to. Okay, don't start talking to me about football. Don't start hocking me at China with that football, okay? Because I do not care, although Jimmy Johnson and Dan Marino do hate each other like poison. Thank you, Joe. We got a little lunch in here. Jesus Christ, this thing weighs about 40 pounds. How much did she put in here? I didn't say we were going to feed the whole block, okay, Nisi? Man, oh man, I know it's the holidays and you're probably acting very generous, etc., which we always appreciate. But holy crap. Man, before even opening it, I can... Wow! Did you... Look at that. Can you see it? This is enough for a lunch and for dinner. I can even smuggle some of this in the... I probably can sell it outside the Macarena tonight. Oh, by the way, Sean, I'll be there, okay? Have no fear. I'm sure Sean's listening right now. I'll be out there right by the escalator hoping that it works tonight. Where are we going? Let's go to... by the way, I have an interesting question. After I get my toilet seat fixed, and I'll worry about that, about whether I should have my mother committed. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year.
And back to you.
I would be willing to bet that it will not be 2 minutes into the game tonight.
Yeah.
Where on the big screen they will be showing some asshole doing the dirty bird.
The dirty bird, yeah, the funky chicken.
And if they don't show that there,
we can all look up there and go, he's an asshole. Yeah.
It's just what everybody will say, but it will happen that soon if it takes that
I'm
long.
sure of that. In fact, that's probably going to take up most of the games from now on.
Mm-hmm. Last night on the TV, it was Hank Shapiro, Deuces Rogers, and two other yahoos doing this.
Hank Goldberg was doing the dirty chicken.
No. Steve Shapiro.
Oh, you said Hank Shapiro.
I Hank Shapiro.
I didn't know they
Steve
were.
Shapiro. I don't know. Maybe they are. And Deuces Rogers. It was a sight to be seen.
Isn't that pathetic?
Oh, it's terrible.
And of course, you know Jim Berry's going to be running with it on Channel 4 because he's even when
he'll have a hood on his head.
He'll preempt the whole newscast tonight at 5 o'clock for the funky chicken.
You know, we were talking about Vince Lombardi before.
Yeah.
He's the one guy I also remember. One of his players got in a fight in front of the other team's bench, and the team started to go on the field, and he made everybody stop, and he said he deserves what he gets if he starts a fight in front of the opposing team's bench.
And are these guys like the ones you just mentioned, douchebag Rogers, who happens to be black, are they really that stupid that they don't understand the way that white America looks upon this? Don't they get it?
They must be, because it's like you look at this and you say, oh, my God, you're embarrassed sitting in your own living room all by yourself. You're embarrassed for these yo-yos doing this stuff. And you're not doing it. Why the hell should you be embarrassed? Yeah. And then they go and do it on the newscast and all, and then you're like, you're embarrassed again. And they have to understand that this is not acceptable. Other sports,
that's the American fucking way.
Yeah.
In basketball, for example, and I know you're not a big fan of that. Any display of showboating is a technical foul.
Right.
And I mean, you don't see when's the last time you saw?
I think they're going to have to start doing the NFL what they do in college. I think they overdo it in college. I mean, they get carried away with the penalty. But 15 yards, unsportsmanlike, you kick off from the whatever, and that's it. I mean, enough of the bullcrap. It's just gotten out of hand.
When's the last time you've seen Melody or Niedermeyer pick up the puck after they score and fling it into the stands or something?
Yeah.
Well, go jump over the glass and hug everybody.
Of course, that don't happen too often. Okay, listen, have a great day.
Have a good one.
Back to you. Okay, we have an open line in Broward. Boy, this lunch is great. I hope I don't eat too much of it here today, Nisi, because you gave me about 20 pounds worth of balls here, man.
I think Jeannie made this today.
Oh, like I said, thanks, Jeannie. God, is this good stuff. We're pretty lucky. When we first came into this neighborhood, I thought, man, where the hell are we going to get some good chow around here? And thank God we found Chuck at the sub-center. So anyway, what did Brian Cox say to Parcells yesterday?
Suck my dick.
Oh, okay. Just checking. It's 11 before 1. And, of course, we got a lot of people on the station who continue to build up these guys and glamorize them, and they can do no wrong, and they're wonderful people, and they're misunderstood. Bullcrap, okay? Bullcrap. Here's a mobile in Lake Worth. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
A couple early dancers in the NFL. One of them might make you gag. Elmo Wright, you remember him?
Yes.
Number 2, Mark Gastineau.
Yeah, this is the third mention for Gastineau, yeah.
Oh, really?
Let's really pick on Gastineau because he was white, which goes to show that even white people...
Well, I thought when I brought up that name, I'd hear that sound of water going into the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
That barf sound that you make sometimes.
With or without the toilet seat, right?
Yeah, when the Dolphins start partying like that on the field, I always have to turn down the volume or look away or turn it off. So obviously Jimmy Johnson, he stands for it.
Although you say he's standing for it, he was the original, not the original, but he was one of the most notorious of the gangster coaches at U of M.
There you go.
Yeah, don't you remember that Fiesta Bowl, that very infamous Fiesta Bowl, when they went out there and acting like a bunch of hot-ass, jive-ass gangsters, and they wound up getting beat by Penn State?
Yep. I had one other thing. You were asking before for an African-American field goal kicker in the NFL.
Yes.
There was one. I'm not going to be able to come up with his name, but he did play for Tampa Bay, and he played for the Minnesota Vikings. And I think after he was out of the NFL, he got indicted for heroin.
Donald Ikwe
Anybody
Bikwe.
can come up with his
Who
name?
was it? Wait a minute, Josh Freeman.
Donald Ikwe Bikwe.
Huh?
Ikwe Bikwe.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Somebody told you that, or you knew that?
No, Josh Friedman just, I know that. I can't even spell it, much less say it.
All right.
Nice going, Josh, and have a great day, sir. This Josh Friedman, boy, he's kind of like the George Rodriguez of sports. A walking encyclopedia of useless crap. I mean, just tons of it. George has got more information. I mean, he can tell you all kinds of things, historical facts and information. Most of it, I mean, nobody ever wants to hear, but great stuff. And the same with Josh. He is just a veritable walking encyclopedia of sports trivia. Not trivia, but trivial crap. We have an open line in Dade County, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. We got the Hank Goldberg Show at Shula State 2 today between 2 and 6. And then we got Gildy will be on at 6 o'clock tonight from the Macarena. And then at 7 o'clock, Gildy's got the pregame show. Panthers and the New York Islanders. Islanders are starting to make a little bit of a move. They got Palfy back. Maybe, you never know. We'll see. We'll see which Panther team shows up tonight. That's one thing. It's always like a guessing game when you go to the Macarena. Which team will show up tonight? Here's Fort Myers. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Great.
Love you down here, man. Love you.
All right.
Hey, listen. I'm from New York. I used to go up and watch the college hockey games all the time.
Yeah, that's right. He said nobody does that. What he said, crap, I think is what he meant. Began with crap with an SH is what he said. We have an open line in Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, the difference being, though, in hockey, and of course we do have now in the NHL, we've got these long commercial timeouts, and they have dragged the game and slowed it down. But nevertheless, at least there's still a lot of action out there in your 60 minutes. Whereas in football, which most of you don't want to admit, but if I were you, just one time, just for the out of curiosity's sake, tape a football game, tape the entire telecast from the time the opening kickoff till the time the clock says 0 at the end of the fourth quarter. And then you go through it and see how much actual playing time there is out of those 3.5, almost 4 hours sometimes that it takes for them to play that game. There really, relatively speaking, is so little action, and now because the networks have come up with these billion and trillion dollar deals now, these contracts, and paying out these outrageous amounts of money, they got to make their money back, baby. So there is commercial after commercial after commercial. You don't have to worry about missing too much because there's not much going on in the first place. So they got to juice it up, baby. They got to spice it up with all kinds of accoutrements, all kinds of goofy things, because they want, it was like the slam dunk contest in the NBA. Same thing. The All-Star, all the skills competition at the NHL All-Star game, because the game itself is meaningless because nobody hits anybody. So even though they got all these big-name stars there, it's a ridiculous game. So, we got to have the skills competition. Who can shoot it the hardest and the puck, too? I guarantee you Peter North beat that Al McGinnis any day. Oh! Even if he is getting old. We have an open line in Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Now you're going to take the fun out of the sport? When you go to the games, the adrenaline's going.
Yeah.
Because, you gay people, you don't like the...
Oh, yes. It's gay
stuff,
people
no?
that don't like it, huh? It must be the fags that don't like it. How about... you're right, Steve Young and Troy Aikman, I never see them doing it either. Good point. Excellent. We have an open line in Broward, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. No, us gay people, we don't get all that emotional when we see a bunch of guys in real tight pants running out there grabbing each other around the crotch. We don't get all that carried away. We know what it is. 12:55 at 560 WQAM.
It's not just the 1 to 2 hour. It's a phenomenon.
They served a search warrant on me, which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis, my buttocks, my lower torso, thighs, and any other area that they wanted.
Oh, they were young and didn't know when I touched them there that I couldn't make it grow. Oh man, this is really a bummer. All I did was get myself a Hummer. Oi, babe. Oi! We got nail, babe. We got nail, babe. These charges, they are really heinous. I've never seen Macaulay Culkin's anus.
Rectum.
Hillary is really human, but hey, at least the things I banged were human. Oi, babe. We got nail, babe. We got nail, babe. I had flowers there to grow. Hey, Macaulay, you dropped the soap. Day after day, the charges they grow. That in a parking lot, I got fellatio. Just let me sleep with one more kiss. I promise not to repeat what I did. I'm in a deep mess, but what the hey? At least nobody out there thinks I'm gay. Oi, babe. We got nail, babe. Oi! We got nail, babe. We got nail, babe. We got nail, babe. We got nail, babe. We got nail, babe.
If you missed the Neil Rogers show yesterday on 610 WIOD, you missed this.
Is this the Bird?
Yeah.
Bird, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, do me a favor, play anything, because I can't stand listening to you. You sound like a douchebag.
Do I?
Just do me a favor, play anything.
Well, can I ask you a question before you go?
Oh, God, you sound so stupid. I hate to talk to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, why did you call me? I didn't call you.
No, just to tell you not to say anything. Just play something. Oh, God, I can't stand it.
Well, then why are you listening?
Oh, play something already.
Why won't you answer my...
I can't stand him.
You won't... See, he won't talk to me. Oh, we got a car here. Hello?
That's our message on this show today, baby. We hate the Bird, right? Oh! Dirty or otherwise. Well, you see, it's just me. I'm an old fart, and I'm just not into this newfangled crap, you know? This is supposed to be where... It's like the thing at the hockey game. It's the same thing. I'm like in a very tiny minority. I go there to see the game. The rest of these people are juking and jiving. They're watching themselves on the screen. This is America today. There you go. They're glittering, baby. They're all over the place. They're rocking. They're rolling. And they really believe they're having a great time for their $57 plus 30 or 40 for food and 10 for parking. They're having a hell of a time. Oh! All right. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year.
And back to you.
Not to change the subject.
Anything you like, pal.
Okay.
No subject on this show.
You know, being the holiday season, I wondered if you caught the History Channel special on the Roman Empire.
No, I did not.
Well, they...
Did they mention when in Rome do the Romans? Did they say that?
Well, they mentioned a lot, but they said in Constantine in 300 A.D. declared December 25th the birthday of Jesus. And it was actually the Roman feast of the pagan god Mithra that was celebrated on that date.
Mm-hmm.
And this was to unify the empire and the pagan people into the Christianity.
So what's wrong with that? Like all religion, he just made it up.
And the reason he did this is he was, like before a battle, he saw like a light flash through the clouds, kind of in a cross-shaped fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And they won the battle. So after that, he had them paint the cross on their shields, and then they won another battle. And they said it was just a fluke. Out of 1,000 maybe different facts of religion, he picked that one, and that's how Christianity was picked by the Romans.
Oi! How do you like that?
You know, I know how you feel about that, and it was just just a fluke of the
just the luck
emperor.
of the draw. Just the bad luck of the draw.
That's it.
Well, thank God it's turned out to be such a benevolent and caring religion over the centuries. And have a great New Year, pal. We have 2 open lines in Broward, 5670560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. Like I said, they're all bubble mices, okay? DNH, do no harm. That's very simple. Take no crap, do no harm. That's it. That's all you need. You don't have to spend any money. You don't have to pay any dues. You don't have to put any cap on your head. You don't have to run around with special underwear. We never got one call about that, by the way, did we? About the special. Oh, Joe just freaks out every time I say that. You never heard about the special underwear?
Never heard about the special underwear.
Well, that goes to show that you must be watching the press conferences over there, because George and I have talked about it several times when you were over in the other building. How do you like that? We talked about the Mormons in the special underwear.
They wear special religious underwear.
Religious underwear. What is wrong with you, man? What kind of sheltered world do you live in, okay? Life is more than just, I don't know, whatever you think it is, more than just pasta and getting laid, okay? I'm not sure what, but there must be something more to it than that. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for taking my card. Good program.
You're taking your card?
My call.
Oh, I thought you said card.
My
I had your card, but I'll try using it over the weekend.
One other thing on these...
what do you mean one other thing?
On this bunch of football players that think they can go out and dance around and do everything. What about them jumping up in the face of every call on the referees?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference what the call is.
They're right, though, because the referees are all blind. And see, maybe this is partly to cover up the fact that it's all a farce and that the referees are a bunch of doddering old men and that the outcome of the games is evidently meaningless because they don't care because they're not doing anything to rectify it. And so this must be a cover-up. Let's do the dirty bird, you know.
Well, it could be. But they could go back to, they could do it like they do in high school. Only one person is allowed to talk to that referee, and that's the captain.
Right.
And if they want to speed up the game, let them do that.
Okay.
Nobody can do anything.
Okay, and thanks for making your call. Okay, we have an open line in Dade, 5670560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. I mean, really, when you cut away all the exterior and all the posturing and all the baloney, I mean, who gives a crap when you come right down to it, you know? Except a bunch of silly people like Jim Beery and douchebag Rogers. They're on Channel 7. Wonder what he's getting canned, by the way. He's pathetic. We have an open line in Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. We got the Hank Goldberg show at Shula's at 2 o'clock. And then we got an hour and a half of Geldy. Oh, that's an awful long time. 90 minutes of Geldy with a pregame show, and then before that, 6 to 7, whatever he's going to be hucking and trying to come out. Like that. And then the Panthers and the Islanders, 7:39. Name me like, we got Tommy Sallow, we got Ziggy Palfy. Anybody else you can name on the Islanders? Come on.
No.
Here's a call from Iowa. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Neil.
How are you?
Pretty good.
You're in Iowa.
Yes, I am.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I used to be down there.
Like I said,
My
I'm so glad
condolences.
for you.
And not so bad here. But they put me on to you. I don't really know why nobody else can answer this but you, but will you be making more of your Neil Rogers CDs?
You mean for this year?
For this year.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
I've been, okay, be that way, Neil.
No.
I've
Well,
been,
I mean, you asked me a question.
no, I know, but I'm hearing lots of those.
At the end of the line.
No. Okay, I've been told by I've been told by several other people that I've called numbers that you would be. So the
Well, who
CDs
told
when
you
they're
that? I mean, it's the 20th of December. How can we start making a bunch of them now? By the time they would be done, our campaign is over December 31.
I don't know any of that. I just know that it's real hard to get through to you each year and find you and get answers and find out how to order them when you're out of there. And
Well, see, if you went on the web, you must have checked out the website, neilrogers.com.
No.
Well, that's where you get all the Eric up in Orlando put that thing together. He's got stuff that we don't even know about.
I will check it out. I didn't even know you did.
He's way ahead of me. He's got things happening on the show that haven't even happened yet. He does.
Okay, well, I've heard it from the horse's mouth. There are no more
no
CDs
more.
coming.
No. Have a great New Year, pal.
It's good to talk
Good
to
luck to you. Watch
Bye.
out for the corn. Okay.
Okay.
Those corns will kill you. We have 2 open lines. Those cornholes are sure special. 2 open lines today, 5670560, pound 560 on a mobile one line. Our poll question today, which do you like better? Which you be liking better, the Icky Shuffle or the Dirty Burr? That's our poll question today. Huh? Here's Miami. Hello? Miami.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Lou Holtz, as much as I disliked him, came
Lou
out
Holtz.
and said,
I'm in the middle of my lunch, and this man said Lou Holtz.
He's wonderful, though. He said if these people want to draw attention to themselves for doing something good,
Yeah.
let them do it when they make a mistake.
Yeah.
You don't see any of them celebrating when they jump off sides or anything.
That's a good idea. When Richmond Webb gets one of those 15-yard holding penalties, although he ain't playing right at the moment, but nevertheless.
Yeah, would you like to see him celebrate that?
Yeah, why don't he get up and jump around and say, I done it?
Yeah.
5 millionth time.
Hey, they can. Then it would be palatable.
Okay, thank you. We have Dade County. All three lines are open in Dade. 5670560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. Not too big on the icky shuffle. Now, that's ancient history, okay, you old fart. We're doing the dirty bird, and we like it. And we don't care whether you like it or not. We don't care whether you like the wave or not. We don't care whether you like Peter O'Reilly or not. You know nothing, okay? We're the experts down here, man. We know where it's at. All those phonies up there in Toronto that think they know about hockey, all those phonies up there in Green Bay that think they know something about football, they don't know crap, okay? We're the experts down here. We're the best front-running phonies on the face of the earth. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great. Happy New Year to you, sir.
Good. Happy New Year to you,
Haven't
too.
felt better in about 20 years. I'm feeling like it's got a new life.
I just want you to know that you make my day every single morning.
Yes, I do.
You do. And I also want you to know that I agree with you on all this icky shuffle crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to stop. It's just got to stop.
Well, it's not going to stop.
They've just got to do penalties and do what they've got to do to these players to get these teams to realize this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
It really is.
And if the league can't even get their officiating situation straightened out and get guys out there to take an eye test, then what do you think is ever going to happen? They're going to put an end to this bull crap.
I don't know. And another thing, they make all this money like you were talking about before, and look how much it costs to take a family that loves sports to the football game.
Right.
I mean, it's a joke. It's over $150 or whatever it is just to have a hot dog, a Coke, and a ticket.
You got it.
You know, I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with any of it. That's why I don't mess around with pro football. I think college football is where it's at. It shows the up and coming stars when they're exciting and playing for something that's worthwhile.
Okay.
So I appreciate your time and love your show, and we'll be here with you.
Okay. Have a great life.
Take care.
We have an open line at Broward, 5670560. I'm munged on my shirt, by the way. I just mentioned that, even though we don't have the TV thing going anymore. I just mentioned that because it's one of the, I just tell you, I'm munged on my shirt. When you're eating meatballs with cheese and with onions and sauce, I'm having my sauce. And by the way, always have a little fat in the sauce is what my book says. In your tomato sauce, always make sure it's mixed with a little fat, which your oil or whatever you put in there, that's good. And heated tomato sauce, pizza sauce, tomato paste. Loaded with lycopene, baby, which helps your, whatever it helps, something in your rectum, your prostate. And all you women out there. Okay, where are we going? Let's go to Pompano Beach. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How about the Super Bowl shuffle?
The Super Bowl shuffle?
Remember the 85 Bears? They made that video.
Oh, yeah.
And they had Jim McMahon.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Well, there was a white guy who celebrated, Jim McMahon.
Yeah, and he did it very poorly, too, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
That's why I kept those dark shades on all the time. Bad disguise.
Regarding the celebration thing, I don't really mind the celebration. Like, I remember the Redskins used to have those group of wide receivers called the Smurfs.
Oh.
They used to high-five each other in the end zone.
No. Can't stand it.
I just don't deal in the individual solo acts where they're trying to degrade the other team and they're dancing around and the other team's like pointing at the scoreboard as they're down by 30 points. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it.
The celebration thing when you're down.
I think Lamar be out of control myself. I think he's just out of control. Even Roy Foster said he thinks he's out of control.
Roy!
That's what he said.
Right. Hey, can I make a shameful request?
I guarantee you never saw Roy Foster go out there doing the dirty bird during a Dolphin game, did you?
No.
No way. Oh,
no.
He's practicing right now. He wants to sign up again.
Yeah.
After yesterday, I think they could use him.
In closing, can I make a request?
Yes, sir.
You played it last week. I was peeing my pants worse than the lotion in the basket.
Yes.
The Phil Henry bit with that black woman and the priest about communion.
All you can eat Negro?
Yeah, all you can eat Negro.
Roy Foster just walked in the other room, and you want me to play all you can eat Negro? I mean, we're talking about
It is a holiday.
Your nephew is in hell?
I feel that my nephew is not with the Lord, no.
Not with the Lord. Then, in other words, in hell.
I don't know. I feel as no one the Lord knows. And because they ate part of his body like a limo.
You fear that Roman Catholic communion is they ate your nephew's body?
Yes, sir.
All right, we have on the line in Van Nuys here a Roman Catholic priest on KFI AM 640. Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Good, listen, ma'am, first of all, I offer my condolences to you on the loss of your nephew.
Are you a priest?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to let you clarify something for you, okay?
Yes.
So this is just, you've been misinformed about the Catholic Church.
Why do you eat people?
Well, if you just hang on, I will explain to you what our belief is, and then you can draw your own conclusion.
But you eat people?
Let me explain what our teaching is, and you draw your own conclusion.
Let the father explain, okay?
Okay, first of all, we believe that when you receive communion, we receive the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Well, hold on, man.
No, I'm just calling to let you know what our belief is.
You eat flesh and blood.
If you want to look at it that way, that's fine.
Oh, my God.
That's fine.
I want to vomit.
This is our belief, and you draw your own conclusion.
I want to vomit.
Ma'am, you got to let the father explain.
Why would I want to hear him talk about eating
Well, because you've been misinformed.
This is like Hellraiser, like Clive
Okay, first of all, you're upset because you've been misinformed about what happened to your nephew in our ritual.
You eat the butt, you eat the whole damn thing.
Excuse me?
Don't you eat it?
We eat the host, yes.
The host.
But he said he eats the whole body of the man.
That's not what I said.
You said you eat the blood and the flesh.
Of who?
Of the man.
No, of Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. That is a blasphemy.
Well, if you choose to believe that, all I'm trying to do is inform you about our belief because you've been misinformed.
Do you eat up on the booty, too?
I'm not even going to answer that.
I don't understand. What's that mean?
What is this man talking about eating the Lord Jesus?
Let him finish.
Okay.
Let him just say what he has to say.
From the scriptures, ma'am, where Jesus took bread and blessed it and broke it and said, "Take this and eat it. This is my body."
Oh, God.
And then he took the cup of wine and he said, "Take and drink. This is my blood." And again he says, "Unless you eat my body and drink my blood, you have no life within you."
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is Good Friday.
Exactly.
And you're talking about eating up on Jesus.
I'm just calling to inform you of what we believe.
You're grubbing on Jesus, ain't you?
If you choose to believe it.
Grubbing all over on Jesus.
If that's what you choose to believe.
And my nephew, what about him?
Okay, ma'am, as again.
Macking on Jesus. Them Catholics knocked on my boy.
Macked on your boy.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
Them Catholics macked on your boy, huh?
You want to laugh at me?
No, can I ask you a question?
You son of a bitch, you laugh at me?
Excuse me,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question here.
It's like some kind of Negro smorgasbord over there.
Well, I'll tell you. Listen.
Okay, now, as far as that other man is concerned.
It's like a brother best friend.
Oh, my gosh. I'm in a phone.
Listen, Father, I thank you for taking the time.
Okay.
I really do.
Ma'am, you have a good Easter.
Well, you'll pay for your sins.
Well, I'll leave that up to God.
That's true. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Father. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was a Roman Catholic priest.
They're macking on my boy like a brother buffet. Oh, you can eat me. Oh.
What was it? What's it called, man?
Oh, you can eat Negro.
Oh, no. Oh, you can eat Negro. Oh, God. So, I understand.
Well, thank you very much.
Father, could you help an old older boy? I'm a Catholic.
See, that's one of the things about that whole bit, that you listen to the priest, who's the only straight call, so to speak. Oh, that was a bad choice of words. But the only unsuspecting participant, and at no point during the whole deal does he ever catch on. I mean, what is there to say about that?
There's no fact in the church.
117 at 560. I asked, by the way, Roy Foster, that great ex-Dolphin, who's one of our sales holes. He was in here a moment ago. Was that his dad that was with him there? Huh?
No, one of his clients.
Looked like his father. Was he too short to be his father? He looked dark-complected enough. Huh? What are you looking at me like that? What did I just say?
That was a white guy, man.
That was a white guy?
Yeah.
That was no white guy. He was like, kind of like in between. He was a little this, a little that.
Are you serious?
That was a white guy that was in here with,
Roy!
Get out of here. That Roman nose must be getting in your way. You must have a bad... And I remember when I first came, you had the eye problems, yeah? Remember that? So, at any rate, whoever he was in there, and I said to him, I said, under any circumstances, Roy, being the great, upstanding, superstar Dolphin that you were all those years, would you put up with all this bull crap, this funky chicken and dirty bird and all this crap?
No.
That's what he said. I said, Roy, are you sure? He said,
No.
But
no.
That's what he said. Not too fond of that crap. 118 at 560 WQN.
Kind of feel clueless right now, Bill. Kind of like a eunuch in a whorehouse.
I really, really wanna go apologize for Monica. I smoked marijuana and shot a load on Monica. Monica is a woman who was an intern in the White House. Instead of taking memos, she took off her white blouse. I guess you could say I'm the talk of the nation. Not a real good time for a family vacation. Let me just say thanks for my high approval rating. It's good to know Americans don't mind extramarital dating. I really, really want to go apologize for Monica. I drank gin and tonica and then spat up on Monica. Hillary is angry. I really thought I lost her. But I said if she'd stay with me, I'd shut up about Vince Foster. As for daughter Chelsea, I know why she's mad. She's a college sophomore, but gets fewer dates than Dad. You know I could have skated and escaped this big old mess. If Monica had been more careful about that residue on her dress. I really, really want to go apologize for Monica. She blew my harmonica and I blew my nut on Monica. I really, really want to go apologize for Monica. She blew my harmonica and I blew my nut on Monica.
So what's the point? Okay, 123 at 560 WQM. We have an open line in Day 2 in Broward. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Here's a fax that said, did you see the New Orleans Saints leapfrog celebration? No, I did not.
No.
We already heard about this 200 times. 4 players jumping over each other like they needed to take a
crap,
is what it says. And Mike Rodriguez is a douchebag. Here's another one that says, Neil is absolutely correct, Joe. The Mormons wear special underwear. They're not even allowed to be naked ever. I say, well, no, that's not true. They take a shower, they can take the underwear off, I believe. I mean, what do? You take a shower with the underwear on and then you hop into the dryer for half an hour? I don't think so. But other than, I think, for a shower or maybe a quick spin in the hot tub or something, Mormons must wear their special underwear because, I don't know, because of the friction, I think. Makes them horny all the time. That's why they reproduce so well and have like 20 or 30 kids. Here's another interesting fact that says, doesn't Julian Bond do the Dirty Bird?
Yes.
Yes, I think he does. Julian Bond. Well, it's a cultural thing, don't you understand? It's cultural. Which, what did I do with that other fax? Yeah, Mark Aston was the first one, which I mentioned him 100 times today, who was very white, obnoxious asshole with the Jets. Now, was he dying of cancer or his fiancée, remember? When he was getting married like about 100 years ago, and then all of a sudden, like next week, oh, well, it was just a bad headache or something like that. I remember that, but we got rid of him, thank God.
Oh!
And then here's a very interesting fact. Somebody that must have gone out of business, it says, is a former owner of a hardware store. Why is the reference always to the Home Depot instead of your local independent who is more capable of giving accurate information and who needs the business? Give the little guy a break, thanks. Some disgruntled guy who's pissed off about the fax I got that said for $1.50 you can go to Home Depot and get those things, those plastic. I don't need the plastic things, okay? I need a new toilet seat. And I'm not going to go to Home Depot, just like this guy says. I'm going to go to my small neighborhood guy. Kmart. I'm sorry, Walmart. One of those. I don't have no small neighborhood guy, but if I did, I'd be more than happy to subsidize him, for a couple of bucks for a toilet seat. What's the big deal with a toilet seat, huh? I think everybody in America should probably have 2 or 3 spares, because the worst thing in the world can be when the toilet seats start slipping around. Like a horrendous, gross story I shouldn't tell right in the middle of like a little after lunch hour. Vinny's Restaurant. Where the hell is Vinny's? Is that on 441 or University?
University, just south of 595.
Right, Vinny's, that's right. Years and years ago, Bill Calder, late Bill Calder, and his wife and I went to Vinny's Restaurant for dinner. And we're in the middle of dinner, and all of a sudden, I had an explosion. Must have been drinking a lot of bottled water or whatever, I don't know. And nature was calling desperately. I had to, like you wouldn't believe. So I go to the men's room, I waltz in there, and all of it, there's 2 stalls, both occupado, both somebody in there. And I'm thinking, oh boy, what luck I got. So I'm standing outside. I'm not even going to wait inside, because, when you get close to the bowl, your mind starts sending messages. So I figured I better get out of here, because I don't want to start sending any subliminal messages to my colon like, oh no, not yet. So I'm standing outside the door of the restaurant, of the restroom, and I'm like, got my legs wrapped around each other, and I'm like dancing from toe to toe. I'm doing the Dirty Bird is what I'm doing, right outside the restroom door in Vinny's. I'm thinking to myself, have they got a glory hole in there? If there's something going on besides somebody taking what's going on in there already? A long time goes by. A long time. Finally, when I think I'm just about to lose control, the guy comes waltzing out. So I go in there. I made a beeline in there, slammed the door shut, flipped that little latch over there. I sit down on the toilet seat, and toilet seat goes flying off of the bowl onto the floor. Yeah, seriously, the seat was broken like mine at the house. Now, thank God I didn't have an accident, because that would have been... I don't want you to conjure up the image, okay? It's too close to lunchtime, and we're working on dinner later on, and we want you to spend a lot of money at the Macarena on food tonight. Can you imagine my life just flashing and flushing before my eyes after all this time? I have this unbelievable, desperate human need to perform a bodily function, and the goddamn toilet seat goes flying off. Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Great.
Yeah, you're talking about like all these athletes and everything like that. When you were talking about Gastineau, also there was that other guy, Joe Klecko, that used to do the little dances with them. You remember that?
Jets. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. About this Mormon thing. If you're saying that
did you ever see A.J. Dewey and Joe Klecko together? I'm sure they were the same guy.
Maybe
they looked so much the same. They were like identical twins. But anyway.
You're talking about these Mormons. They wear this certain type of underwear?
Yes.
Does it have a hole in the back? Like for when they do that, Exactly.
Never thought about that.
Really.
The holy underwear? I think it's got one little hole in the back and one hole of varying sizes in the front.
Yeah. Speaking on that same subject, we're talking about toilet seats and everything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you know the answer to this. When you go into a bathroom and you see that the toilet seat is down, but there's, piss all over it, what are you supposed to do? Lord knows you don't want to clean it up, right?
Well, sure you do. You wipe it off.
You take
not with your hand, not with your tongue, not with your foot. You reach over, you unroll a little toilet paper, you clean it off, and that's it.
Yeah, but isn't there like some germs and stuff like that?
Get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Germs in your bladder. What is that all about?
Okay. Well, just want to make sure and stuff like that.
If you look on a seat and it's a little more serious, then I would say run for the hills. Have a great New Year, pal. Get out of here. We have 2 open lines in Broward, 1 in Dade. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile 1 line. What the hell is life worth without a toilet seat? Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Great.
Did you see last night Mandage on Sports Chef Live did the Dirty Bird?
He did what?
The Dirty Bird?
Oh, Mandage didn't do it.
Yeah,
Mandage didn't do it. Please, please don't tell me Mandage did the Dirty Bird.
They had that segment, Ask the Mad Dog. Somebody asked him, and he went ahead and did it on camera and everything.
All right. I've lost my faith in the human race.
I figured. I wasn't sure somebody told you or not, but I figured let me call him and let him know.
That was it.
Have a happy New Year.
And you too.
Evidently
nobody in this crowd's watching Channel 10, huh? Mandich did the Dirty Bird on TV last night.
Oh,
see what I'm saying? This is a substitute for the event itself. We have to fabricate and create all this other assorted nourishkeit, foolishness, nonsense, crap, because the real product itself basically is crap. Nah, you're just a party pooper, Neil. You don't understand. We're having a lot of fun. We're having fun with it. Okay, great. 1 1:30 at 560 WQAM.
Hi, this is Randy West, and they don't come any better than me or Neil Rogers.
And now, it's time for Christmas party tips with Senator Ted.
When arriving at the Christmas party, greet the hostess, and she'll offer you her cheek. If the husband isn't nearby, then go for it.
Why, you...
That's all for now.
I'm going to kick your...
This has been a Christmas party tip with
Christmas
Senator
is
Ted.
over, okay, you jackass. That wasn't what I was going to play. I was going to play like Senator Ted's New Year tip.
And now, it's time for Senator Ted's New Year's party tip.
Thank you.
I've found that in order to be noticed at a party...
But that isn't the cut I was going to play. It was going to be this one over here.
And now, it's time for Senator Ted's New Year's party tip.
I find to break the ice, you have to spill some. A strategically spilled drink down the front of a dress of a nubile young thing sitting next to you does wonders.
Hey!
And let me wipe that for you.
Get off me!
That's the fact. Ouch. She's playing hard to get.
Another New Year's party tip from Senator Ted.
He puts the lotion in the basket.
You know, thank God the president never inhaled, because if he would have inhaled one puff of marijuana, we know that would have disqualified him from being president. Because we know that presidents certainly don't drink no booze, do they? Do they drink?
No.
You bet. Senators don't drink, do they?
No.
Thank God for that. Even the Kennedys, did JFK ever take a drink?
No.
Did he imbibe?
No.
Thank the Lord for that. 2 open lines a day, because we know that a lot more people die from marijuana every year in this country than they do from drinking booze, don't they?
No.
2 open lines a day at 567-0560 and pound 560 on the mobile 1 line. Here's North Miami Beach. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I seem to have a memory of Lamar Thomas in the Sugar Bowl game where the Canes were losing, running for a touchdown and hot-dogging the last 10 yards and having the ball pulled out of his hand, where they ended up losing the Sugar Bowl because the Hurricanes fucking blow.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I think it was 1991 Sugar Bowl.
Huh.
Let's have the sport jocks tell us when it was.
Okay, all you experts out there, let's hear about it.
Thank you.
Thank you. How about it, Josh Friedman? Let's hear it. Yeah. Oh, you're right. He's probably not even in the control room right now, because we don't have another break for like 15 minutes. He's not even there. Joe Costello's peeing in his pants in laughter. Josh Friedman's not even in the control room over there in the other building. Much less is he, anywhere they can give us some sports information. He's not even listening. He's too busy watching press conferences to see which coaches are going to quit today in the NFL or get fired, or both of the above. What did he say? What? No answer?
140 pounds.
Lamar Thomas did 140 pounds worth of funky chicken? Dirty bird? What are you talking about? 140 pounds what? He's not anywhere near that. This is unbelievable. What a scam we discovered today. At least Joe Costello's smart enough. He's been able to cover it up the last 12 months. Caught Josh Friedman with his lunch down is what I think we did, with his 2 or 3 meals down over there today. You ought to see Joe. He's purple, not red in the face. He's purple in the face. He's laughing so hard. Boy, oh boy, you talk about, what have I said here this year? It's 2 more days. Wednesday will be our 1-year anniversary on this show, on this station, okay? And you talk about a solo job. Even the people over there at Solo Sex never did a solo job like this has been. God. Here's Miramar. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Happy New Year. Hey, I just like to talk. Yeah, thank you. I just like to talk a little hockey here. I remember the free agent signings at the beginning of the year. Everybody talked about Gary Suter and Ron Francis. Well, what about Curtis Joseph? I mean, wow, what a pickup.
And?
Well, I was just saying, a great pickup. I mean, it really turned around Toronto. If you look at Toronto...
No, that's not what turned around Toronto. It helped. That's not what turned
I
around.
know.
Having a real coach turned them around.
Well, correct.
Have a bunch of tremendous young players like Mike Johnson and Frederick Modine and Alan McCauley.
Berezin
and Sergei Berezin. That's right.
Definitely. And
that's what helped.
The only thing is Dallas Aikens. Anytime you have...
No, that's only because of an injury. That's
well, okay, all right, that's cool. I was just going to ask...
Markov is injured. That's the only reason he's playing. He's a stiff.
Oh, I was just like the same thing with Tampa Bay. Anytime you have Kjell Samuelson as your defenseman, you got problems.
Kjell?
Yeah.
Kjell?
Or Kjell Samuelson, I guess.
Thank you. Okay. We have an open line at Broward 2 and Dade. 5 Kjell Samuelson. Kjell. Kjell. Even Josh Friedman knows that ain't Kjell, okay? Right, Josh?
Absolutely correct, sir.
Okay, thank you. Just checking. 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Boy, one thing you can't complain about the hockey knowledge in this time. Oh, and by the way, I don't want to start knocking anybody. I love listening to Hank on the way home, which thank God you don't put that frog on until 4 o'clock or whatever day it is. But putting Denise Potvin on to talk about hockey would be like putting the head of the NFL officials on to talk about officiating, okay? I mean, this guy, he was a great player, knows nothing, doesn't have any of the foggiest understanding of the game, of this team, of anything. I mean, it is so unbelievable. Denise Potvin, I mean, you talk, DF, his initial shouldn't be DP, it should be DF as in dumb frog, okay? I mean, what this man lends to those broadcasts, to those telecasts, but, I'm sure Hank appreciates it kills a good hour every week.
A lot of spooks in New Jersey.
Yeah, we know, Dennis. I mean, this man lends absolutely nothing, has no understanding, no comprehension of the game, of anything. How this man was able to play as brilliantly as he did all those years, a Hall of Famer, and still not even have any grasp of what it's really all about. That is shocking. Open line is Broward 2 and Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's Jupiter. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
Mariusz Tchaikovsky, winger for the Islanders.
Very good. Mariusz Tchaikovsky used to play for, come on, you can name almost any team. Boston Bruins, that's
Edmonton.
right. Right.
Played for both of those.
Played on 400 teams in the last 4 years.
Yes. When he played in Poland, after he scored a goal, he used to do a backflip on the ice.
Really?
Yes.
Mariusz Tchaikovsky?
Yes, when I lived in Boston at the time.
He didn't do no backflips in Boston, I'll tell you that.
Didn't made sure he didn't.
In fact, I think that's when Fred Cusick had to retire. Fred tried doing a backflip on the ice, and that was the end of him.
I think so. All right, Neil, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks a lot. Say hi to Derek Sanderson, by the way. We have an open line today. By the way, that's why nobody's showing up at the Bruins games, because they got that constipated Dale Arnold doing the games on this. And Fred Cusick could be 100 years old. They still ought to make a comeback. Come on, Fred. Even if you can't see where the ice is, we'll bring you back. Let's get Bud Lynch and Fred Cusick out there one more time. Come on, give Bud a hand. Here's Tamarack. Hello. Tamarack.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year.
And same to you, sir.
The earlier caller about the Sugar Bowl game.
Yeah, about Lamar Thomas?
Correct. That was against Alabama, and it was George Teague that caught him from behind, so to speak, and took the ball from him. And he wasn't celebrating that day.
He fumbled the ball on a jive ass into the end zone?
He didn't fumble it. It was pulled from his arm.
He had it knocked away because he was doing his juking and jabbing routine on the way to the end zone?
Yep. He was all real confident he was going to get there, and it didn't.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right. That's all. I enjoyed
thanks.
the show.
Thanks a lot, Phil. Okay. So there's the update, which Josh Friedman was miserably unable to give us or refused to give us. We have an open line in Day 2 in Broward, 5670560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. No Mormons today. What is wrong with you people? Back in the good old days when we had an audience on this show, Mormons are probably all at one of those big conventions, like in Vegas. No, seriously, all the Mormons go to Vegas. It was good enough for Donnie and Marie. It must be good enough for all the Mormons, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
You bet. 5670560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. Joe Costello wants to hear about the special underwear. He doesn't believe us. He thinks that this is just another anti-religious piece of propaganda that I made up off the top of my head. So us Jews won't feel so bad about those Orthodox with their stupid beanies that they're wearing. Here's a mobile in Boca. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, the dirty bird pales in insignificance compared to the clip I saw on NFL Prime Time last night. Anybody talk about Mike Ditka?
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy, I forget who it was. I don't know if it was the Saints or not, but a guy catches a touchdown, and you see him, he's the only guy in the frame on the camera shot. He gets down on his hands and knees in the end zone there, and then boom, you see a guy leapfrog over him. 4 guys leapfrog over him.
Okay, thank you. New Orleans, yeah. We've had 600 faxes and calls about that. Right. Thank you, sir. Open line in Dade 1 in Broward, 5670560, pound 560 on a mobile one line. It's out of control is what it is, and nobody cares about it, and evidently the public enjoys it, and it's, razzmatazz and, whatever. Like I said, compensating for the fact that 90% of the teams in the league are a joke and suck and are embarrassment. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Just listening to your show, driving around in Miami Beach, wondering what you think about the Maven, Stan Fischler.
What do I think about him? He's an asshole.
He's an asshole, too?
He's an asshole. Yeah.
Oh, I thought compared to Denny Potvin, maybe.
Well, compared to Denny Potvin, he's a genius. You're absolutely correct.
Oh, okay.
He's okay. I enjoy him, and he's kind of a funny guy. Although usually most of what he says, because he writes in the Hockey News,
Right.
Most of what he writes usually turns out to be crap. And like when the Panthers had the big year 3 years ago, he didn't want to give us any credit, so we kind of harbor a grudge against him for that. But at least he knows the game. At least he
really knows the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how can you compare the telecast, the Devils or the Islander telecasts to the Panther broadcast? You know, when we got a dumb frog like Denise Potvin on there, how can you make a comparison?
The young guy in your broadcast is pretty good. I forget his name though. The young guy, the roving reporter, he's usually down by the Zamboni.
The young guy by the Zamboni?
Yeah. He does your studio shot and all that stuff.
You mean Steve Goldstein?
Steve Gold, yeah, I couldn't.
That's what he said too. Okay, we have an open line at Broward, 2 a date. We're going to make it till 2 today. It's been pretty miraculous for a Monday in the 20th of December. We actually had a little bit of response today, not too much. I want some Mormons on this line in the next 15 minutes, God damn it. I want some Mormons who've got the guts to come forward here and explain to Joe Costello what being a Mormon is all about as far as that damn underwear is concerned. Otherwise, he's going to walk out here today thinking that we're just making it up. And, of course, he'll never hear your answers in future days because he's going to be pulling a Josh Friedman and wandering around the building. Boy, that Josh, man, that was really, if I were Josh Friedman, I'd be embarrassed. But, of course, when you look the way he used to and smell like that. See, and look at this, the bells, the magic bells are back again, huh? Don't tell me this isn't some kind of a communist plot. Well, where is that coming from? What is that? It's got to be on the ISDN line. It has to be. It's not coming out of the board here. Joe's looking on the ceiling. He's looking on the walls. It's about, the 4th time today we've been hit with this? Oh, it's getting louder, and they're potchking around. It's Bell South again, okay? Bell South is potchking with our ISDN line. They should only. I'm going to be doing it at the game tonight. In between doing the dirty bird and the funky chicken, I'm going to be doing my Bell South sucks. Listen to that. Now we hear the sound of a phone ringing. Listen to this. Maybe this could be good.
I don't hear it over here.
Huh?
I don't hear anything over here.
No, it's not on the air. It's just in our thing over here. We have a little problem in our thing. 14 till 2 at 560 WQAM. Have we got any Mormons on the line yet?
No.
Come on, let's go. Oh, you do have a Mormon? Oh, thank God. Okay, hang on with me, pal. I'll be right to you.
Bill cigars in Monica's vagina. She lets out a giggle when he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind, but a cigar in her vagina she don't mind.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Well, he don't know where a stogie goes. I can see how there was some confusion between humidor and humid whore. And in Arkansas, the term cedar box means saw her naked. Stars report can lead to going blind. Now Clinton, he was working hard, late nights in the ovary office, working on a practical joke. He took a Macanudo, put an exploding load in. Poor Monica was blowing rings of smoke. Bill cigars in Monica's vagina.
All right.
She lets out a giggle every time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind, but a cigar in her vagina she don't mind. Oh, people feel that Hillary's been made a fool of by her husband. Feel that Hillary was wronged. Up in the Lincoln bedroom, she was moaning, moaning. Al Gore was doing her with Bill's old bong. Bill cigars in Monica's vagina. Oh! She lets out a giggle Every friggin' time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can go in the behind, but a cigar in her vagina she don't mind. Oh, candy is dandy. Yeah, Dutch master is faster. Oh, yeah. What you gotta do is take a tip or reload and put it in a grill. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, now a cigar and oh, yeah.
152 at 560 WQMC. We all got back to this dirty chicken, funky bird and all this other crap. And that's not really the issue here. That's just a symptom of the whole syndrome. This juking and jiving and high-stepping and the hot dog. And hot dog is the word that comes to mind, the phrase that covers this very nicely. Thank you. Hot dogging. But, you know, oh, but that's showmanship. That's like saying that Step and Fetch It, that their routine was showmanship. All it did was perpetuate a very ugly and very sad and tragic stereotype. But at any rate. And the damn Mormon, I guess, peed in his magic underwear there and hung up. Just when I was getting ready to go to him, he disappeared. Here's Hialeah. Hello.
Hey, how are you? How you doing?
Okay, sir.
Two quick things for you. About this hot dog and stuff with athletes. You're a smart guy. You know a lot about.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, let's go to a Weston. Hello.
What was that all about?
That was one of our chronic spics. Go ahead, sir.
Listen, I'm embarrassed for the United States. You imagine what people think when they see footage like this outside of the U.S.?
Hey, listen, when people outside of the U.S. read about the fact that we're impeaching the president because he got a couple of blowjobs,
yeah.
I mean, the rest of the world is looking at us like we've lost our mind as if we ever had one.
Yeah, and then you got the NBA lockout.
Yeah.
You got them.
Yeah.
You know, poor schleppers.
Right.
You know, the owners and the players, both of them, because you got to blame them both. Okay, and you get, what is it? What is wrong with this country?
Well, what is wrong with this country?
Yeah, what is wrong with the people
here? The priorities are totally upside down. You've got a television, you've got two generations of people who know nothing other than what they saw on television, and you've got people whose brains have turned to jello.
Listen, Neil.
They really believe that these guys are worth this kind of money.
Listen.
That this is their idea of entertainment, what life is all about. I got news for you. This crap, this garbage, that so-called professional sports is about as important as a turd in a punch bowl, okay?
Yeah,
and about as entertaining, too.
The leapfrog is only the tip of it, of the iceberg, I mean. And it's everything underneath.
Yeah.
It's what we don't see. What we don't see that these players are doing off the field. All types are getting arrested.
Well, and that's why everybody should go out and buy the book Pros and Cons and read it to their children and have a great New Year. Okay, here he's back. The Mormon in West Palm Beach. Yes, sir.
Neil, how are you?
Great.
What was the question? My friend told me I better call you.
Well, I can't believe you're the only Mormon we've got listening out there. Boy, our audience must have all disappeared because we used to get zillions of calls. Joe Costello doesn't believe that Mormons wear special underwear.
Oh, well, of course we do, Joe.
Well, why? Tell them what it's all about and why. And
chastity.
It has to be what?
Chastity.
Oh, for chastity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In other words, if you wear the underwear, you will not be chaste? You will
well,
be chaste.
The word of, I guess maybe being a little less obvious.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. I mean, if you're just wearing ordinary clothing, does anybody see your underwear?
Well, if they should have to, it's more about modesty.
Yeah.
One question I would have for you.
So in other words, it's a way to emphasize the filth of the naked human body, is that it?
Well, just being modest purely for the fact of being modest. Not quite as the way as it used to be when it was originally founded.